Good afternoon, good afternoon. Damn, it's hot. Good afternoon, good afternoon. I got a little bit here for y'all. Um, a little enough to fill up your afternoon here. Uh, oh boy, hold on. Um, I got a few reactions here. Let's see which one. Okay, here we go. Um, this is Tasha K. Talking about dating coaches. Mainly Kendra G and Truth Hurts. So, with that being said, let's get it.
She had to do some learning and things like that. So I had to build the business.
Life coaching is wasting their money. You are not a good life coach.
But your husband is the bar of your life. And I'm quite sure I make more than your husband in 1 month than he does in a year.
What does money have to do with the fact that you have no children, no family, no man? I've changed completely, did a complete turnaround, married, baby, like life is stupendous for sure. So you haven't cheated since? No, I have not. As being married, absolutely not. Yeah, I do know her. Yeah. It was at this moment that he knew.
Hey, are you sitting up trying to give women advice on how they should be for men when you out here still cheating? Kendra G, she made our tour. I had some information on her during our last tour, and I graced her. I gave her grace. I didn't want to put it out while she was with the scammer, so I took it on tour. And so I saw her and Truth Hurts on the Essence stage. I'm not going to tell you what the comments were. It's a great thing. People from social media, even though she comes from radio, made the Essence stage, but, I just wish that Essence would just do a little bit more homework before they start putting these people in their face, because it says 1 million on Instagram, but when you look at the views, or the truth behind the views, like, it just doesn't make any sense. When I saw him and Kendra on stage, I said, oh, okay, this is interesting. Jeffrey, you got the clip?
Don't play it because we're going to wait for that. Literally, you pay $300,000. Literally, does have a phone home. So now I guess you're not for a minute. And if you go as a man, sometimes that man just my village doesn't have a selection in a women.
It's a lot looking at that. He's a chance to talk about
Alright, we can't even hear. Okay, so they were on stage both giving relationship advice. I tell you, social media loves a good lie. It's like the bigger the lie, the more they support it. That to me is mind-boggling. But I just mind my own business, when I want to. But this here, I'm like, first of all, Truth Hurts doesn't lead anyone. His wife does, okay? And his wife is the foundation of that home, and she pays for him and his lifestyle, as well as the holes that he spends money on. We actually have an interview. Didn't we just run that trailer? Yeah, the side chick. I ain't even put her name out. I ain't even put the chick name out. He said, when he said...
Alright, so what happened is Tasha K, she already exposed Truth Hurts, and also everyone knows Kendra G is not struggling financially, but she's struggling in the men department. She actually admits this on her own. And one thing I can say, people can say whatever they want about Tasha K, the lady is happily married, right? And what she's going off on is the people that are giving people advice that are single. They're not busted and disgusted, but they're single. And she's pretty much saying, you're not qualified to give anyone advice, right? And what she's going
She
on,
never was. She never
But you
was
guys gotta
qualified.
understand what happens is, especially on, you know,
Right.
what do I mean? I'm talking about this.
We get to do an interview with someone such as myself. You are known on social media as Truth Hurts.
Yes.
Okay. The reason I brought you on the show was because I saw you cancel a show with Cheyenne Bryan. So why did you cancel the show with her? Because y'all were supposed to do a show together.
She's not authentic.
Okay.
And so when the doctor thing came out, I was actually kind of like,
Now, real quick, so you are pretty dynamic in the relationship space. I mean, you are one of the ones. How'd you meet your wife?
well, my wife had a Herbalife. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I know Herbalife.
Right? If I'm married, I'm a homeowner, I'm a rental car owner, I'm a property. I've changed completely. Did a complete turnaround. Married, baby. Like, life is stupendous for sure. I used to be a whore. I was a dog of a man, for sure, for sure.
When did you stop being a whore?
About 8-9 years ago.
So you haven't cheated since?
No, I have not. As being married, absolutely not.
How long you been married? 4 years?
Yup.
Okay, cool.
I feel like a lot of times we watch these content creators, they come into the internet space as a perfect Patty or like a perfect Patrick. I never came to the internet with any of that.
I kind of look at you like as kind of Derek Jackson.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow.
I feel that you do. Like, you do have a wife.
Okay.
Your wife contributes to your success. Now, your situation, you just had a baby or whatnot, but I have to ask you because there are, you know, like I said, people that come to me. Do you know this one?
Hello, welcome to your penultimate morning update. Tomorrow, here in New York, either Argentina or Spain.
You know, like I said, people that come to me. Do you know this one?
Yeah, I do know her. Yeah.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
She called him out. She called him out, right? The man was caught red-handed, but Tasha K, all he had to do was tell the truth, right? Like, say, for instance, if I was cheating on my wife, I would say so, right? Because why? It's going to come out. Somebody is going to come forward. Anything that's in the dark will come to light. They confuse the red pill space with toxic masculinity, you know, and one thing is that a lot of people are running away from the red pill. Why are they running away from the red pill? Because the red pill teaches certain things like this. It teaches a lot of good things. But when it teaches things like this, it's a problem. And look who's giving the message. Check this out.
If he's familiar with you, your sexual market value is going to start to drop off significantly.
This is the guy you want to take dating advice from. He thinks living with your woman is terrible. As living with your woman reduces your sexual market value, which doesn't even make sense because you don't really want market value whenever you're in a relationship. Both of these men have never had a relationship. One of them's 40 and one of them's 19. Young men, if you're taking advice from these guys, they're leading you down the absolute wrong path.
They are.
So, who is that giving advice?
Myron Gaines.
Clavicular. The guy that just went out to Paris, got rejected, realized I need some substance. That's one thing I gotta tell you guys. You go across these waters to any nation out there, you need substance. You can't run up on girls and say, oh, I guess the IRI isn't high enough. He said that to a girl. Basically said that to her. She turned around like, what? What? That's how you're treated. You go across these waters with that real pill talk, right? He got treated like an eyeball. And this man reconstructed his face, worked on himself, did all of that for nothing. Just to realize you're a nobody when you're not behind the internet. A lot of guys get exposed. Just like, sorry, Truth Hurts just got exposed by Tasha K. And everyone already knows about Kendra G.
And she said, you know, we're the leftovers. And I told her, listen, I am not a leftover.
You're all
Lies.
50 years old, no husband,
You're
no
50.
children. Literally, there was a guy that was willing to give everything to you. You said in an interview, and you threw that away to chase a career.
Yep.
The women that are telling you that you're left over are correct. That's why they follow you. You remind them of them.
There
Bingo.
was a woman in the comment section that said, you are a leftover and you just need to agree to it. Now I responded, And I'm going to tell you in advance, what I said was very cocky, but your husband is the bar of your life. And I'm quite...
At least she has a husband, Kendra. Where the fuck is yours?
sure I make more than your husband in 1 month than he does in a year.
What does money have to do with the fact that you have no children, no family, no man, and are about to be 50 years old? You can be a multi-billionaire. It's not change the fact there is no one in your life. Money cannot grab your hand and say, I love you.
So that means
exactly.
to be married to your husband, I would have to have a lower life, and I would rather see Jesus.
This is a dating coach that's trying to help people find love, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Mocking your followers is definitely going to help you with that. She said if I had to get with your man, I'd have to live a lower life. Lower life to what regard? She got somebody she can cuddle up with and love. You got a pillow and a big giant mattress.
Real talk alert.
Finding a nice fancy house and a nice fancy car is cute and all, but when you get old and nobody wants to hang out with you no more, it's gonna basically be a giant fancy coffin.
That's really it. Shout out to the spider god, the black spider god, but so true. That's all it's going to be. And you know what's wild? I don't necessarily shame her anymore because she welcomes that. I give her that much. She welcomes she will die alone. Everybody dies alone anyway, right?
I said, in the irony of you sitting up trying to give women advice on how they should be for men when you out here still cheating. That ain't no allegedly, y'all. This is no different than Fresh and Fit being on the Insta stage, okay? And then Kendra G, first of all, she lies about it.
Not just show Fresh and Fit. The advice she getting, like, that's not advice. Like, not to get with a girl. Like, guys are trying to get in relationships. He's for the guys. I don't know. Let's go back to this.
Right here, she ain't got no hair, no edges. And then she lies about men and how she gets men. And I'm like, Kendra has been single her entire life. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, they ain't put her on there just because for the simple fact, you know, of the doctor controversy. But had that doctor controversy never came out, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant would have been on that stage. Because the program festival organizers, they look at the IG numbers and they say, oh, they got 1 million, so they'll sell tickets. I don't know a person in their right mind that's gonna take relationship advice from either one of these grifters. Now Oprah done gave Kendra G a show to teach y'all how to get a man, but she ain't got no man yet. The same way she put out Yanya to fix y'all families, and our Yanya's son out here was sleeping with Pinky while being married, working on her show and her set, and she knew about it. Y'all just like being lied to. Every woman got that one wig. Stop forcing that one wig to fit every version of you. Picasso wigs is changing.
She's pro that, but yeah, you know, this is the scenario. This
They want to put it out while she.
And you know why she feels qualified, and she always shuns men, and also shuns men in the rap girl space. And yes, men like this ruin it for other men, and also. Things happen like this. This is why Kendra is this way.
An immigrant could come in with nothing in her pocket and become the CEO of a iconic American red.
So, things happen like this.
Right.
This is why Kendra is this way.
Wanting to get remarried for a while, but I had to, you know, because I had a normal job doing different things like that, and once I actually started becoming an entrepreneur, I actually had to do some learning and things like that. So I had to build the business.
Life coaching is wasting their life.
Why do you say that?
You are not a good life coach.
Why do you say that?
I don't feel like you have your own life together.
Why do you say that?
Because all the things that you want, you don't have.
What do I...
Is that Mr. Let Go?
You don't have yourself. So how are you coaching somebody else's life? Shouldn't you be coaching your own life?
I'm still confused on why you are saying this.
Okay, that's Mr. Let Go.
For somebody to stay away.
I literally just told you because you don't have the things that you want in your own life. So how are you coaching somebody else's?
And Kendra, you was clueless.
See? When you can do this to somebody in this space, right? Who's supposed to be giving other men advice, how are you willing to be towards men? Low regards. Seriously, like, and the wild thing is, that's why when I say certain things, I know a lot of you guys take heed, but a lot of you guys don't understand sometimes. But I've been doing YouTube since 2016.
And I want to say this too. Kendra G is not the messenger on anything that she talks about. I just want to put that out there.
And honestly, yes, I repeat, honestly speaking, I've been making money online before 2016. So when I say I've been doing this before YouTube, I've actually been doing this before YouTube, right? And I've been doing what I do before everybody got started. I'm just being honest. I'm not lying. I'm spitting real facts. You know, when people say real rap, that's me. I'm spitting real facts, right? And the information I teach is I teach guys how to work online, also how to hire others to work for them. Right now, I'm including both in one package for an extremely low fee. And I do this because I actually want to help people out. And the wild thing is when I give consultations, right, I'll tell guys, you know, a lot of times you receive coaching information from somebody who hasn't done it. And you do have to be careful out there because a lot of guys haven't done it. They'll show themselves in a Lamborghini or something like that and not making a dime. Be very careful out there who you get your advice from. It's dangerous. Seriously.
As you, if you're single, you've never been married.
Right.
You've never, you know, you said you was engaged.
Right.
Right. But at the same time, you said that's why I have a show called Kendra G Singles.
Right.
It's to talk to singles. But I said the ultimate goal for that is, in essence, to matchmake or to put them on a platform that then will have somebody reach out to them. Which goes back to the overarching thing is, if you're having all this insight, 16,000 singles that you've spoken to.
Yes.
You know,
Talk to
over
him.
a
Talk to her, Cam.
over a 6-year span.
Yes.
What makes you
I
qualified?
have spoken to experts, doctors, people who are in this field. That's
Right.
my question. Are we talking about experience that you've actually been through, or is this something that you've observed and said, hey, I talked to this person is married, so I can gain all the information from that married couple?
He said the same thing Kendra G said. I mean, the same thing Tasha K said, right? He's holding her accountable.
Yep.
And this face
And she ain't qualified.
right here exposes it all. She's grimacing. How dare he point out where everybody points out? The only reason people keep pointing it out is because it's the truth. And the wild thing, Tasha K is the perfect person to point it out. And I say that because she's married. That's why she's talking about it. This guy's talking about it because he is a man. And he's like, if you're coaching females on how to get a man, the ultimate goal is marriage. It's like we've gotten away from that. And that happens in the red pill space. So, you know, do this and your SMV and this, like, come on now. Come on now.
From this divorced couple, from that divorced couple, and this gives me the right to talk about that. I may not have been married, I may not have been divorced, I may not have had a fiance, but
Okay, can I jump in? Not to cut you off. What does being married have to do with hosting a single show?
Really? 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 And rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. You cannot make this shit up.
in a relationship.
Okay, so I've been in relationships. I'm single right now. But what does that have to do with hosting a single show?
It has nothing to do with it.
Then why do we keep bringing up married and...
No.
Okay.
Because you're not qualified.
You're unqualified.
That's why. If anything, my wife should start a dating show. She's married. Okay, you want to instruct these modern women? She won't be able to do it. No, I said, you want to instruct these modern women and give them some dating advice? We're going to start the K's dating show. But I'll tell y'all something, man. Yeah, nobody listen, but the thing is, they wouldn't listen to you, kid. You know what? He's going to say, you took our black man. Look, this is the issue. She doesn't want to accept it. She keeps running away from it. Why? Because she's rewarded for it. That's why Tasha K got all on her. Oprah said, here you go. Saw those inflated numbers. Here you go. Bought Truth First there. Here you go. And none of them are qualified. He's not qualified to give men advice or woman advice. And she's not qualified to help anyone. Truth hurts.
Sun smells too fresh and it's too hot. Curry has become a staple in our house because of how busy our schedule is. Okay, picture this.
Sometimes today. There we go.
Qualified to help anyone. Truth hurts. It's not a pun. Here, bro. On my mama. All you niggas talking about, oh, the woman, if she's not submissive, then you need to leave her alone. Oh, the woman is too dominant now, and that's why you will never get a woman. Dang, wake up and smell the fraud. Twin, you don't think them niggas is only saying that so they can have all of the women, bro? Come on, let's be real. You're the one that probably don't like these niggas' content or what they saying, but you really think these niggas is around real, actual women acting like this, bro? No, sir. You think it's a nigga around a real girl that's like, oh man, well, I don't know if I can talk to you because you're not submissive. Bro, actually, there's the guys that are doing that. And it's sad because men are actually bringing this to the public. Like, you never, ever bring what you hear online to the public, right? I look at it like this. That's why passport bros is a thing now. But I've been doing this before the bros. I've been here since 2016. No, 2015. I've been doing YouTube since then, 2016. And it's for a reason, right? You never say to a girl, oh, I only told a submissive woman. You go where they're at. Oh, no, bro, that's weird, bro. And if y'all niggas doing that, you're weird, bro. Cause you just insecure, my nigga. Like, bro, let's be real, bro. Think about it. If it was really about money for real, gang, listen, bro. Listen to Big Brother real closely, bro. If it was really about money, do you think broke niggas that got good game would have women? Ask yourself that question, bro. If it was really about money and having game, you think the homeless nigga would have a woman, bro? A homeless woman girl? You don't think a homeless woman girl could go claim drugs and go find a nigga that got a 9 to 5, bro? Cause it ain't about that, bro. It's not about that. It's just about how much somebody likes somebody, bro. God damn. It's just about how much somebody likes somebody. I ain't trying to hear, oh, he don't got no money, oh, he don't look good, oh, he don't drive big, oh, he not 6 feet, oh, he not XYZ. It ain't about that, twin. It's about, do you like this person? Yes or no? Y'all gonna figure everything out along the way. Feel me? These niggas would be weird, cause they was the niggas getting bullied, stuffed in lockers when they was in school, beat up out of school, niggas taking their lunch money, and that's why I'm red pill. Semen retention. What get your fool ass on, bro? Oh, semen retention makes me feel more alive. Nigga, listen. It ain't no retention. Like, yeah, that's a real thing. But you act like a bitch can just walk up to you and, oh, semen retention. Boy, get your goofy ass on. So you mean to tell me that if a girl bad that you like her, and I ain't saying have sex because y'all ain't married, but if it is wild because, like, yeah, I understand what he's getting at, but he doesn't understand certain things, but I'm going to let him finish because he's talking about the energy that these guys bring. He's going on a tangent about a lot of things that don't make sense because some of the things that the semen retention, I know is true. Why? Because some females actually do sense that because deep down we are animals. I don't think he's really looked up on it or studied it or tried it. But let him continue. I'll let him finish. Dog, you know, just have sex, bro. Casual sex. You mean in 10 minutes you gonna say, stop, I'm just practicing semen retention? Okay. Meanwhile, y'all know he in the back. And your girl, busting her down. He busting her down. So my semen retention, man, you niggas crazy out here. Make a long story short, bro, or more long story long, you just gotta be so mad. Dang, I'm shooting my shot, twin. I'ma be real. I shoot my shot right now on TikTok. On girls that follow me or girls that don't follow me on TikTok, I'm shooting my shot. I'm splashing. And sometimes I'm not splashing, but all my life, I'm splashing way more than I'm missing, twin. And I ain't the most, like I tell y'all, most handsome nigga on the earth. I'm probably a little haircut. I'm 7.5 right now. Big Jarbo. With a haircut, 8.5. But it ain't about, for me, it ain't about that. It's about your confidence level, nigga. And that's what it's about. Is you confident when you doing this? Is the next question you need to ask yourself. These niggas weird. Any niggas gay. Any nigga follow red pill niggas. Any nigga saying, oh, bro, I need to do X, Y, like I see X, Y, I can't talk to girls, bro. You just gay. Yeah, I understand some niggas gotta get their...
Damn, really?
Girls, but then again, bro,
Just gonna call a nigga gay?
No, you don't, gang. You know how many good niggas I done ran into that's with lawyers, doctors, nurses, real corporate women, bro. Yeah, you might say, oh, them corporate girls, shit stupid, damn. Maybe they are. Maybe they, bro. But goddamn, why would they? You know, the thing that saddened me is what he said, the last thing he said. I know you guys can tell when he was talking. You guys see the problem? And it is something that guys say in the red pill space. And he was honest and told the problem of what's happening. That man talk about all the time. They all going for who? That man talk about all the time. They all going for who? Cocaine! See, what you have to understand
Always.
is I'm not against the red pill conversation. Because a lot of what's said there is true. A lot of what you said about it, what guys use to, you know, talk about their downfalls, that's true as well. But you have proved something else true. Something else makes sense. Females waste their time on who? Pookie and Tyrone.
Yep.
Everyone knows my favorite saying I said. You better call on Tyrone. Brother, you are a walking example of a lot of the things men talk about. You didn't know it though. But if you see this video, you're one of the issues men talk about. Let's continue.
I was too young. How old? I was 19.
Okay.
I was 19. I wanted to be in show business. And, but I loved him. I loved him deeply. He was from the Dominican Republic. And he called me.
Oh, a Dominican man. Okay.
And he used to sing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no, Jennifer. To be a star, baby, to be in my show. I told him, but I do have to be a star, so I gotta go public. Anyway, so number 2 was, who was the second guy? Yeah, he was wonderful, but no, he was wonderful, and I loved him too, but he was gay. And I didn't know, and that was the time, that was when you couldn't come out.
Yeah.
You know, and, he was gay.
He told you?
No. Oh, now.
How'd you know?
We always know.
If he was, why did you date him? We gotta play the mystery music. She said it like she said, oh, we always know. Then why did you stay with him?
Yeah, exactly. Why did you
There's a
stay?
chapter in my memoir titled Dick Diva. I think you would know if somebody was gay.
The third.
Which third? Oh, the third guy. The third guy was, oh.
Why always that?
I loved him too. I did, but he was so damaged.
She's talking about the 4.
And women wonder while their lives are going to shit.
Marriages that she turned down. See, the thing is, Kendra turned them down too. It's not that they can't get men. It's that they choose what they promised. They choose the stars in the sky, as she said, over that man. This is what's wrong with the date market now. How old is she, what? 70-something years old?
God damn, girl, you can't save nobody. And you always, listen, somebody, come closer. Nobody wants to admit this. Ooh, but let's just say I believe it. When somebody that is that close to you, they're a reflection of you.
Oh, yeah.
So don't do too much finger pointing and blaming.
Yeah.
You chose that. You figure out why you're there with it and why you can't leave it. Don't blame nobody else, though. So I pretty much chose myself in all four of them.
Chose myself in all four of them. She said, and you're there with it, and you're stuck with it. I don't think that's the case. You just said you didn't want it.
You just didn't want it.
You wanted money more. And this is the problem. This is the problem with it.
And that is the problem. A lot of y'all women would rather choose money and being a boss babe over being happy.
Most modern women today, and they wonder. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Yeah, so this
This next
message
clip.
is for the Europeans that are all coming here for the World Cup. I don't fucking care if you don't agree with it. I don't care if you don't understand it. That is our culture and how our service workers, food and beverage, make money.
Respectfully, if you think that tipping shouldn't be a thing, you're an idiot. And the next time that you think about going out to eat, why don't you just go ahead and cook? Clean your dishes. Cook your food. Serve yourself. Oh, you don't want to? It's too much work? Oh. Why don't you go out to a restaurant and tip somebody to do it?
Now, I'm from the UK, so tipping culture isn't even a thing, let alone called a culture in the UK. But since the FIFA World Cup has entered the US and like a typical British person, it flooded my For You page. And now I've kind of tuned in, and I didn't realize how insulting it was to actually not tip.
Like, we don't really tip in England. It's not mandatory. If you don't tip here, they'll look at you like you just slapped their mum in the face. They're looking at you like...
Tipping culture is heavily based on the fact that waitresses always seem to claim that they're only making $2 an hour.
Did you know as a waitress in Virginia, we only make $2.13 an hour?
But that is an outright lie, and it's actually against the law.
Very much an outright lie.
Restaurant or establishment to pay their employers $2 an hour. It's just that their system is interesting.
Did y'all know that servers, waiters and waitresses, whatever, they only get the tip, bro. They only get the tip.
Here's what's really happening. Let's say the minimum wage in a state is $15 an hour. The employer might only pay the server $6 an hour directly. The rest is expected to come from customer tips. So if the server earns $9 in tips that hour, they end up making $15 total. That's their minimum wage. But what if the customer only tips $5? Now they've only earned $11. The employer can't just shrug and say, too bad. They're legally required to pay the extra $4. So the worker still earns at least $15 for that hour. So essentially, all of the waitresses are getting paid and meeting the minimum wage requirements. What we're actually hearing is females just want to be able to take more tips home and are greedy.
Now I've been laughing and giggling with tourists coming into America and trying all of our foods in all our restaurants. But let me make something very fucking clear. When you go to a restaurant, you have a good server, you tip them. This is not across the sea. We are not no country. People in America live off tips. And for y'all to asses to come up in there, order all that, set up your camera, do all that, knowing good well the server is there with you 24/7,
and order beers and have a good time and be nannied and pampered and serviced every second, tip your freaking waiter. And if you're gonna go to another country, learn the norms about going out to eat if that's an activity you want to partake in. Way too many of my server friends are having to actually pay out of their own pocket back to the restaurant, because in case you didn't know, half of the tips you get have to be paid out to the restaurant. Even if you don't make any, you still have to give like 8, 9, 10% of your sales to the restaurant.
Do you know what the cherry on top of all of this is? Females are begging like they're in a third world country. What we're seeing is a lot of miserable females who actually hate their job and wish they could be doing a lot more better in life.
Hi, Tori. No, I'm from the UK. In my culture, we don't do tipping. So when you got off the plane, what customs did you go through? Oh, the United States. Exactly. So yeah, you're in the United States, so you're going to abide by our culture. Because if I was over in England, I would be acting like baked beans on a baked potato is normal. So when you're here, you're going to act like tipping is normal. So you're in
listening to the World Cup, in case nobody told you, we tip. Here we tip. Yes, I know. Tipping culture in New York City, in this country in general, it's fucked to be getting paid livable wages, but we don't make money if we don't get tips. So don't sit at the bar and watch 3 games and order 20 beers and chat the night away and don't tip. I get so triggered by soccer games. I have to wake up at 5 a.m. for a 7 a.m. Arsenal game. Sometimes we walk away with $25. So, in case nobody told us, it's okay if we don't know. We tip here.
The tipping culture is built on lies. This whole tipping culture is purely a profit motive that benefits both the employee and the employer, which is why they're allowed to perpetuate this lie that they're only getting paid $2. In reality, the employer and the employee are working together. The more tips that the waitress makes is the more money the employer keeps and the employee takes home.
I don't think I should have to tip in restaurants. And because I have that belief system, no matter what the reality is, that means that I'm not going to tip in restaurants. And I don't care what servers have to say about it because they're scum. I dare you to start having that opinion at the beginning of the meal. Before I get even more into it, I will say that I won't hear any, well, but they do it in other countries and it works there. Okay. So make it happen here or tip your server. Those are your 2 options. Your option is not believe, oh, we should have a different system and act as though we have that one already, because we don't. I'm not even a server right now and I'm still pissed about it because I just saw a fucking, what's his name? Bistro Huddy? I saw a Bistro Huddy video about tipping and it just sent me off the rails once again, because it truly blows my mind that there are in fact people in this world that don't tip when they go out. And I remember, y'all, by the way, I am so good at my serving job, not that I have it anymore, but I was so good at it, that bad tips or no tips literally so rarely happened because I was so good at my job. And the people who tipped me poorly or didn't tip at all were literally just people who don't ever tip. And the fact that those people exist will piss me off to my dying fucking day. Oh, but, you know, I think that they should be paid a livable wage by their employer, but you know they're not.
Yeah, so this message is for the Europeans that are all coming here for the World Cup. Tip. I don't fucking care if you don't agree with it. I don't care if you don't understand it. I don't care. This is our culture. Right or wrong or otherwise, it doesn't matter. That is our culture and how our service workers, food and beverage, make money. Flat out. When we travel, we need to have the courtesy of understanding other countries' cultures as well. So if you're coming here and you're eating out and you're going to bars and you're having a great time, tip.
Americans are losing their minds over World Cup fans are refusing to tip, and everyone is wrong. I teach this exact collision. It breaks relationships and careers. So American servers make $2.13 per hour. Tips are not extra. They're the wage. No tip means they work for free. Fans from Europe, Asia, Latin America, tipping doesn't exist here, so it's not rude, it's just culturally right. And both sides think they're being respectful. So we got 2 systems colliding, and nobody explained the rules. Someone's rent is paying for that gap. This is every visible rule that's ever blindsided you at work, at home, in a random bar. And if you ever felt that way before, you know exactly what I mean. You don't have to like American tipping, but while you're here, tip.
I want people to understand that you can definitely be able to take service charge off, which is gratuity. Service charge is not mandatory, just like tipping is not mandatory. They get paid by the company, they get paid by their boss. What that income looks like is nobody else's business, just like your struggle is nobody else's business. That is the choice that you made. Feminism allowed you to be able to get your own job. Feminism allowed you to be able to pay your own bills. Feminism allowed you to get your own bank. So go and get the money and put it in your bank, and stop asking people to help you make more money in your bank. It is no one's responsibility. It is no one's fault that you females have failed to be able to get a job that can be able to pay you a decent, livable wage. Feminism has allowed you to also get into leadership roles, to get into CEO roles, to get into politics, so you can be able to change all of these things that you are complaining about. Why don't you be the change that feminism told you to be, and stop trying to make everybody else be responsible for your failure in life?
Exactly. You fucking failure. Okay, let's go to Chez, Charde. Chez, Charde. Here we go.
This is the most fun game I've played recently. The game starts with shooting rats, which is so satisfying. Then you make...
how many rounds you be going?
You know.
The people don't.
You know them.
I know, but the people don't.
Okay, so
I'm asking for the people.
What's the answer? What's the answer?
Baby, let me tell y'all something. On which shot? They thinking I'm gonna sing. I'm like, guys. Okay, y'all, so for real, I really thought that I was gonna like make him tap out. Like I really thought he was gonna be being out no chance. This nigga don't go to sleep. Like you gotta be energized, like you gotta be charged up like a Tesla. You like girls? I mean, I like what I like. I like you. You do? I have to give a fuck.
Young Miami being the whore that she is.
What you saying, like, that's what you fuck me. Yeah, I would. So who on top? Me?
Are you ever gonna have a city girl wedding? You don't want to get married?
No, I don't. I tell this to people all the time because I feel like, I personally feel like men are not faithful, right? And I feel like once we get married, you're giving your life to me. So my husband is not going to be allowed to like go party with his friends and go, because I see a lot of married men, they be out like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like,
your husband is not allowed to go outside no more. You gonna be outside?
I just feel like when it, for me, you know, it's people got different perspectives. So for me and my
Shut up,
husband,
you slut bucket.
Once we get married, I want us to be settled down on vacation and we eat and breathe each other.
All day?
No, all day, but you're not going out 5 o'clock in the morning with your friends. I'm gonna be with you. We're gonna do everything together.
Where is she? Young Miami. Young Carisha. You're gonna be on tour. You're gonna be acting. You're not gonna date somebody who ain't got nothing to do. Y'all gonna be busy anyway. You know your life is never gonna be normal like a married couple.
So,
she dumb as
if I
hell.
get married and my husband is out 5 o'clock in the morning with his friends, I want to kill him when he get home. And if you cheat on me, like I'm literally going to bury you. Like I cannot love it. Like you giving your life away to me. Like that's what you telling me. Like I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You my person.
Many months later, what is the minimum net worth that he has to have?
I want like a man that at least got like $100 million. Now I want to get married. Like I want a man with $100 million. A lot of men just see a pretty face, see a pretty body, and for them it's like this just another bitch on my roster. Like they be building rosters. Like a lot of men are mature in mind, and you have to be as a woman. You have.
And this bop is dumb as fucking hell. Dumbass bop.
To be, you gotta know what you want. In life, you gotta know what you want. I know what I want. So if I know that we're gonna have sex, we gonna have sex. But you have to do something for me, and it's not prostitution. It's not. It's just I'm a woman. Like
sound like hoeing to me.
Relationship, situationship with something. Because if not, we fuck when we in our teens. That's something you do in your 20s. I'm 30 now. And I'm like, I don't believe in marriage. I don't want to be nobody's wife. I'm 32 now. Like, at this point, I'm like, okay, I got 2 kids. Like, I do want my kids.
Ain't nobody gonna marry you, hoe.
Or his mom and someone else, not always.
Has your children ever told you, like, Mama, I want you to get married?
No. I mean, my daughter's 6, my son. We, I look at it as I had him young, so we growing up together.
Yeah.
I wanted another child, but the third time, it's like, I saw it didn't work the first time. The second time, it's like, okay, the third time is like intentional. Now I need to know, like, what type of father are you? If this don't work out, like, are you still going to show up? I'm more aware of what I want in a father if it doesn't work out as a relationship.
Yeah.
So, like, now I'm not looking at it as the first time it didn't work. The second time I'm thinking we in love. The third time is more intentional. It's like, I need to probably interview the rest of your baby mamas. I need to see how you show up for your kids. I need to see, like, what Christmas is like. Is you like, oh, I got a show, I can't make it, or don't book me for Christmas because it's family time. So that's what I'm looking for. So even if I know it doesn't work, I know that it's stability. And we can, what you saying, like, we could be a family that's co-parenting. A man have to make me feel good. For real.
Feeling good to you, is that confident or what? What's the feeling?
Just like, you gotta make me feel good. Like, you just calling, checking in. You know how my day went. Wishing me good night. Just the simple things. And just overall, like, at the end, how you treat me.
Yeah.
I don't want no man that's just treating me any kind of way. Like, just treating me like I'm just something on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't show up as that. I know my image is probably one way, but, like, I'm a woman. Like, I take care of my kids, I take care of my family, I do what I have to do when it comes to being a woman, and I would never allow a man to just treat me less. So it's like, you can have what you have going on, we can have that understanding, but if I don't feel good, I gotta get away.
Do you think you're intimidated?
Of course.
So, how long are you willing to give a person to open up to show the real version of them?
At Denny's, the new Clogs Off menu has arrived, and Mom and Dad will have their eardrums at the concert.
What? Sorry? What's that? Chicken for dinner?
Whatever. Denny's.
Hello and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. On behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you have joined us for our Global Technology Conference. The next presentation of the day is from First Phosphate. Please note you may submit questions for the presenter at any time. You can also view a company's availability for a one-on-one meeting by clicking Book a Meeting. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome John Pasalacqua, Chief Executive Officer of First Phosphate, which trades on the OTCQX Best Market under the symbol FRSPF and under the symbol FPHOY, and on the CSE under the symbol PHOS. Welcome back, John.
Yeah, thanks. Good to be here, Greg. So I'll get started. For any of those who don't know the company, First Phosphate is the igneous phosphate. That's phosphate from lava rock.
A person to open up to show the real version of them.
A year.
So continuing this conversation about Young Miami, and I'm sure many of you guys have heard by now about the controversy surrounding her recent song, Spin That, which is gaining a lot of popularity. It's climbing the billboards. It has a lot of support, and yet you do have some people critiquing it, such as NDRE, for its just vulgarity and just the way many believe, me included, that it is promoting degenerate and ultimately degrading depictions of women, and particularly black women. But nevertheless, she's getting the bag, she's making some money, this is a big hit for her career, and so you have many people who are cheering her along. But what I wanted to talk a little bit about more specifically was her expressed desire to be married and to want to have more of a classic traditional life. And I want to talk a little bit about how what ladies don't necessarily understand is how the whole phase and how the kind of basically city girl, party girl, whole mentality that is oftentimes promoted through artists such as Young Miami can literally, and oftentimes literally does undermine their ultimate goal to settle down and have a more stable and traditional family life. One of the most fascinating things to me about artists such as Young Miami is that it seems as if they don't understand how they, in very many ways, actually feed into the problem that they are complaining about. For example, right, she went on to talk about earlier on how, you know, she didn't want to get married because a lot of men cheat. And she sees a lot of men out at the club or just you know, out at night doing these particular things with women who are not their wives.
Right.
Yet and still, she literally releases a video called Spin That, which is all about promoting an industry and promoting a lifestyle where men are incentivized to cheat. You know what I mean? To me, that's no different than like a drug dealer being mad that he sees addicts on the street. Like, I mean, like you're literally at that point investing in the very problem or instigating the very problem that you're complaining about. And the thing about it is, I literally think people like Young Miami, Carisha, or whatever, she to me is just a product of her environment.
Yeah.
Like literally, if you just take your typical black woman today and have her be influenced by modern pop culture, you're going to create a Carisha, right? Someone who
100%.
In a two-parent household where she saw healthy examples of together, raising families, or the opportunity to even be able to experience firsthand what a functioning family looks like. Like that's most black Americans, right? So you just take your typical black woman growing up in a single parent household, trying to figure out things by herself, likely not having the strongest relationship with her father or maybe even her mom or whatever, and put her in this modern environment, incentivize her acting like a hoe. I don't even necessarily see her as anybody so extreme or anybody. I don't even necessarily see her as a black woman who was so extreme as much as I see her as a black woman who was literally just a product of a very broken, and I would argue toxic environment. But the thing about women like Young Miami is because these women are continually incentivized with money, with fame, with social media followers, like basically because they are oftentimes put on a platform and they are shown with glitz and glam, although it's toxic. And listen, even women like Young Miami can acknowledge that some of what she does is toxic because she alludes to that in her video. And then there's other videos where she literally says she doesn't want her daughter, you know, being a city girl. So like, although these ladies know on some level that what they're doing is toxic, because they get incentivized with money, then they continue to do it. Or, right, you'll have ladies who make excuses for this kind of behavior, saying, oh, this is art, oh, this is just, you know, her experience or whatever, right? Like, they'll justify it, but there's not necessarily a large incentive or push to try to instigate or create better, healthier, more constructive messaging for the next generation. They'll just support it, they'll create space for it, they'll actually pay for it in some way, shape, or form, and then it will continue. And so this culture continues, and so these
never-ending circle
continue, and so these kinds of toxic messages continue, really unaddressed, because it's incentivized, because it's supported, and because it's promoted. So in some ways, yes, while there are ladies who they didn't grow up with the success, they didn't grow up with the opportunity to see something healthier, yet and still, even when they're presented with something healthier, they may not run towards it because they are incentivized to act like hoes, specifically these artists.
Felt like the bureaucracy Olympics. I had to cram a year's worth of insurance calls and doctor's appointments into one afternoon. But then, nice AI agents handled everything. Whoa. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was really nice.
I think what I love most is that sensation of flying. My name is Kai Lenny. I'm a professional wave rider. I've always looked forward to new things that are emerging. With the foil, it was meant to take you to the crumbing wave that no one dares surf because it's not very good, but for foiling, it's epic. And I think of the one wheel like that on land. You don't have to go to a park, you can ride anywhere. It really opens up a whole new world.
Like, let's be honest, if these women were incentivized to, you know, promote a traditional housewife aesthetic, by getting money, by getting fame, by getting the bag, by getting all this luxury lifestyle. Like, if what was incentivized and promoted among these rappers was like a more traditional, clean image, they would do that because it's about getting the bag, because it's about getting the money, and they're willing to do it really at any cost, even if it's their image, but they don't understand how that undermines their relationship success, or it can. And listen, I understand that there are times when there are women who actually do grow up in pretty healthy environments, seeing functioning families, seeing marriages, and they have a rebellious phase. Like, that happens too. People like Carisha, Young Miami, they're products of an environment where black women are incentivized to act like hoes and prostitutes. I've said this so many different times. Another thing that I think ladies don't necessarily understand is that while a lot of women, they value journeys, they value experience, they value, people going, well, specifically, women going from experience to experience and going on healing journeys and going on self-affirmation and self-discovery journeys. Like, women look at that as a sense of value, but they don't understand that men, particularly the high-value men that someone like Miss Carisha says that she wants, they don't necessarily look at a woman with a ton of experience and see that as something valuable, as something worthy, or something even wifely. They may look at that and see that as baggage. They may look at that and see that as a liability, because with all those experiences of bodies, men and women, and whole phases and baby daddies, ultimately comes with more things that they have to manage. It ultimately comes with more things that man is going to have to compromise on, or going to have to deal with. And if he is a man who himself wants a more traditionally minded family and traditionally minded woman, it might be a little bit of a turnoff for him to know that this woman has a background where she was a stripper, where she was a hoe, where she had all these different bodies. So I also think what women don't necessarily understand is that when they get to a point where they want a more traditional man, a more maybe alpha kind of man, or whatever, however they want to classify it, they still don't always understand what those men want.
Right.
And of course, you are going to have cases like, Russell Wilson, who is with Sierra. You're going to have those cases. But, again, celebrities, they exist in a whole different paradigm of reality when it comes to dating and mating. And most people can't do what a Sierra does. Most people can't even do what a Carisha does. I'm sure she'll be able to find somebody who's attractive, who works with her. Now, I don't know if he's going to be a multimillionaire, but she'll probably be able to find somebody who's, in the upper class, because that's who she's around. But your average black woman does not look like Young Miami, does not look like Carisha, does not have those connections, and can't necessarily afford to go through the whole phase and have a couple of baby daddies and then still find a successful, high-value man, and then live a happy fairy tale life like that. That's just not the reality. And then even if those ladies are able to do so, you still have to have the training, you still have to have the understanding of what marriage actually is. And a lot of ladies, because they didn't grow up in families where they saw that being modeled to them, and we don't live in a culture that really emulates the importance of marriage, you have people who are kind of making it up as they go along, and they're coming up with ideas of marriage that are based upon fantasies, or based upon things that they maybe see online, or based upon those little viral TikTok clips where it's like, oh, happy anniversary, you're 5, you're 10, it's all the fun stuff. But they don't necessarily have an understanding of what it may actually mean to maintain a marriage long term. And that's where people's hearts are, I think, can get broken, or they can just get themselves set up for failure. So, yeah, to me, it's really crazy when I see ladies who go through their whole phase and act like a city girl, and then think that just one day they're just going to be qualified to get a happy, healthy, alpha provider male who's going to just take all of her, as if her experiences, as if her body count, as if all that she's gone through makes her more valuable. And in the eyes of a lot of men, it doesn't. It doesn't. If anything, in the eyes of a lot of men, that is just more baggage. And I'm not saying that, listen, I'm all about women, I'm all about people changing and growing and evolving. And when you know better, you do better, yes. But I do think we also have to be realistic about what we might be wanting, what we also might be offering, and then also be in just an acceptance and reality of what it actually means to be married. And I still think there's a lot of ladies who don't really understand that. But anyways, y'all, that's what I think about this whole thing. What do y'all think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.
Recently, the United States government passed laws that will help reduce out-of-pocket costs for prescription medicines. One of the laws says that in 2026, people with Medicare Part D plans will pay no more than $2,100 for that year for all of their out-of-pocket prescription drug costs. Another new law created the Medicare Prescription Payment Plan, or M3P. This plan lets you choose how you manage your annual $2,100 out-of-pocket costs. Once you opt into the Medicare Prescription Payment Plan, instead of paying your out-of-pocket costs all at once at the pharmacy, you'll be able to spread it out across the calendar year. This is sometimes referred to as smoothing. With the Medicare Prescription Payment Plan, you won't pay the pharmacy when you get your medicine. Instead, your Part D plan will set up separate fixed monthly payments, starting with your first medication fill. This means if you start a Bridge Biomedicine or another medicine in January, you'll pay your Part D plan about $175 per month for 12 months. Even if you start a Bridge Biomedicine later in the year and you haven't met your $2,100 out-of-pocket cost yet, you can still participate in the plan. For example, if you start your medicine in June, you'll pay about $300 per month for the rest of the year. Without the Medicare Prescription Payment Plan, you'd need to pay the total $2,100 out-of-pocket cost directly to your pharmacy all at once. Whether or not you opt into the M3P, you won't pay more than $2,100 this year for your out-of-pocket costs for Bridge Biomedicines or other brand name and generic prescriptions. To use the Medicare Prescription Payment Plan, you must opt in at any point during the year by calling your Part D plan or completing and submitting a participation request form that can be found on your Part D plan's website. If you enrolled in 2025, you do not need to opt in again to stay on the Medicare Prescription Payment Plan. Unless you choose to opt out, your enrollment will renew in 2026. We are here to help. If you have questions or need more information about the Medicare Prescription Payment Plan or the cost of your Bridge Biomedicine, call Forging Bridges at 888-552-7434 and ask for your Patient Access Liaison, or PAL. Prescribers are encouraged to call the same number and ask for their Field Reimbursement Manager, or FRM. To view more resources about how Forging Bridges can help patients and their care teams, visit forgingbridges.com.
It says, public estimated, we're trying to figure out her net worth. It says,
Here's Free Agent Lifestyle.
But of course, you don't know what you're walking into. She's going to start dating you and telling you what you need to do to be a proper man. And a real man would do this and X, Y, and Z. And all of a sudden, you're going to marry her, and then you're going to...
Sorry. Go
But
back.
of course, you don't know what you're walking into. She's going to start dating you and telling you what you need to do to be a proper man. And a real man would do this and X, Y, and Z. And all of a sudden, you're going to marry her, and then you're going to fall in the dead laps. You're going to fall in her lap right there. 300. And by the way, this is going to be $400K.
right, brought to you by the New World Order. Doom and Gloom CGA here. The college education system has been in a tremendous meltdown for many, many, many years. In fact, one of my first few series of videos was reading a report about how the college educational system will go bankrupt in a period of time. Now, it was early on in that particular time frame where that happened. But I'm going to show you this right here. This is me in the year 2019. Look at your boy CGA. And of course, CGA doesn't upgrade his background and his all of this. This is me in my 2-bedroom apartment talking about the college system here. So let's go ahead and play this video here, throwback time. Half of the colleges and universities in the United States in the next 10 years will be bankrupt.
The Rensselaer community is still coming to terms with the announcement that St. Joseph's College will be closing its doors in May.
In January, the school announced it would be closing.
2 colleges in New England have shut down recently. 4 more are closing their doors this month.
On Long Island, students and faculty at Dowling College are scrambling tonight after learning the school is shutting down this week. For 185 years, this college campus in Vermont was teeming with students. Now it sits empty.
In the coming years, closure rates of small colleges and universities will triple and mergers will double.
6 private liberal arts colleges have announced plans to close. Another 3 are merging with larger universities, and 1 more is not admitting any new students. Experts say this trend is only going to get worse.
Anxious students stood in lines that snaked for hours, waiting for transcripts, worried about their futures.
I'm not trying to spend my whole day here to get my transcript. Like, I have 2 months to find another college.
I believe a lot of minorities and a lot of women will be affected by this disruption because minorities and women are the bulk holders of student loan debt.
Among the many questions still unanswered is whether students who paid tuition up front next year will get their money back.
All right, yes indeed. Shout out to CGA from the beginning. All right, the beginning CGA right there. Look at that, salt and pepper CGA. September 2018, Coach Stradamus. Coach Stradamus is in the building, all right, the early days, all right, still no hairline. All right, yes indeed, all right, yes indeed. All right, so September 2018, I brought to you that report, and I hate to bring and be the bearer of bad news. It's about to be curtains for the educational system for a lot of people, all right? And so men have dropped out in rapid rates when it comes to college education, right? Men have dropped out. Men just simply are not going at the rates that women are going. And of course, women are saying, well, these men aren't educated. They're not getting their degrees and not working on themselves. But I found that the problem was that they're not covering the student loan debt. Yeah, these women are going to school, but they're coming out in massive debt. They're coming back completely set back. And then people don't realize that, you know, a lot of people are making a decision not to pay for the college. Why go into debt for a degree when most people that go get jobs don't use the degree that they've obtained? And of course, they're coming out with massive amount of debt. So let me play this video of this young lady right here. And this is an example of what I've been talking about the dating industry. And I'll play this video later. There's a video right here says of a woman saying, my student loan has tripled.
I never had money in shit. So, everything is expensive. So,
You don't even sound American.
I don't know la chingada porque.
All right, so she's got the Spanish-speaking meme on the background. But let me tell you, man, a lot of people here, she says, and it says, ask la doctora. I mean, I don't know if she's a doctor, but take a look at this. Vulnerable post. Putting it out there for anyone else sitting with this too. A lot of people are sitting with this. A lot of women are sitting like this. This is why we tell you all men pay. Because a lot of women will date a certain type of guy, not the championship dick guy, but the guy that don't put it, the lizards in her gizzards. But she's going to say, but I love you. You're the best. And does she look like a schizoid? Nope. She got the little pearl earring stud. She's a regular corporate woman. She's telling you about her corporate job. But she says, as of July 1st, which I warned you, I said July 1st, they're going to start sending out statements again. My student loan payment went from $889 to $3,171. Cook, look at that interest rate. Look at the balance on that. And she's a doctor. All right, she's a doctor. This is why, and yeah, she's a doctor, and she gonna start doing a lot of pharmaceutical scams. She said this is not a typo, not a rounding error. My student loan has tripled, and she says I'm not here asking to be absolved of what I borrowed. I'm not looking for sympathy, but I'm looking straight at our government and asking, is what version of reality do you think this is survivable? It's not. You're cooked.
Game over.
You're not gonna survive this.
Game
over.
You
have to commit some crimes on loans that I took out to spend the entirety of my 20s becoming a doctor so I could care for critically ill children. All right, let me read that back again. Okay, you thought not having a man was your solution, right? You thought not having a man was your solution, but here we go. Now she says, oh, these loans I took out when I was in my 20s, I wanted to become a doctor so I could care for critically ill children. What about all that fornication you were doing in school? So yes, I need you to follow the math with me. I give nearly half of my paycheck to taxes while Americans are losing health care and food stamps to fund. See, now they want to attack capitalism in the system here. You chose this. Don't. Now she wants to attack the billionaires and it's the system. Okay. But like I said, life is about choices, and that's a nice little fine little hyena right there. But of course, you don't know what you're walking into. She's gonna start dating you and telling you what you need to do to be a proper man, and a real man would do this and X, Y, and Z. And all of a sudden, you're gonna marry her, and then you're gonna fall in the dead laps. You're gonna fall in her lap right there. 300. And by the way, this is gonna be 400K. And you wonder why women are going to monetize dating in JUCO? Even educated women, you think these are just broke skeezers at the JUCO. They're not. These women be at the JUCO, doctors. They have to. They have to date sugar daddies. They have to date up. They don't have any choice. But look, we're in this situation together. We're in this love together. This is why the monetized dating system is the way it is. Okay? Yep. This is why women, they're in a financial bind. Not just the skeezers, not just the streetwalkers.
I'm in bind, Nate. Some other time.
Average everyday woman is in a bind, in a major bind. And here's some more bad news here. Apparently, there are several colleges on the brink of dire straits financially. And they've been borrowing money and burning through their restricted donors funds in order to stay afloat. We got some bad news for several colleges here. Look at these colleges here. Each of these small colleges below are in dire straits financially. We got Drew University, which I believe is an all-black university in New Jersey. I might be wrong about that. But look at these schools here, all right? All have D's, and look at this right here. And it says right here, they're in debt millions. Drew University, $124 million. And you can add every black college school. Every black college university, they're in debt. Almost all of them. 99% of them are in debt. 50 million, 8.9 million, 23 million, 39 million in the hole.
Dang.
All right. And they're out here struggling. Look, a full list.
Just straight struggling.
1 million. These are all small universities and colleges. Rider University. And of course, the athletic program many times is separate from that. Okay, and that was reported 5 weeks ago. Their endowments, they're burning into them. Their endowments are gone. Let's talk about some universities you've heard of. Yes, what about these? Syracuse, a new normal. Syracuse faces enrollment dip. First deficit in years. Look at this. The private New York institution has so far dodged many of its peers' woes, but demographic shifts and international enrollment declines are weighing on its finances. What happens? Well, you have, first of all, not many men going to school. All right, so I'm pretty sure if I looked up Syracuse's gender, Syracuse's demographics by gender. Pretty sure they have more women than men. All right, let me see here. By gender, let me see here. Syracuse is 51% female, 48% male. That's actually pretty low. Many college campuses are like 80%, 70%, 60% female. Then you start not recruiting internationally. So then what happens is people say, why all these Asian people coming? Why all these Middle Eastern people coming? And then they restrict these people's access to the university education, people who are going to pay the most money. So people going out of state are going to pay more money. But if men aren't going to school and going out of state, guess what? You're cooked. Right? Who wants to live in Syracuse? Okay. But Syracuse University facing a major deficit, and it says they're expected to miss its enrollment targets for the upcoming fall semester. And it says because undergraduate tuition in the university's primary source of income revenue, it says the fall 2026 enrollment shortfall carries real financial consequences, including a budget deficit, something the university has never experienced in quite some time. All right, so we have Syracuse out here struggling, all right, and they're not the only ones. We have Temple University in Philadelphia, all right, Temple University, inevitable layoffs at Temple as the school looks to cut $60 million. $60 million. All right, so now we're hearing the named universities here. Temple has asked its schools, colleges, and administrative units to cut a total of $60 million to help offset a projected deficit for the 2026-27 season. This is essentially kicking the can down the road. It's a wrap, y'all. And it says right here, the message did not reveal how many layoffs the university is considering as it attempts to close the $85 million projected gap. The Board of Trustees Executive Committees is scheduled to meet next week to consider the budget proposed. All right, so here you go right there. I mean, we got some problems over there at Temple University, problems over at Syracuse. The University of Oregon, oh no. The University of Oregon, all right, SCO Ducks, they have now, due to low enrollment this fall, have now built new dorms but are closing 2 previous dorms. So the University of Oregon allegedly in $65 million in deficit. Yes, you heard that right. Oregon has a $65 million deficit. Okay, all right. University of Oregon, I'm looking to get a discount. All right, on my goddamn. All right, I'm looking to get a discount right here. This is the school university president right here. Right here, news on the UO budget and the road ahead. They have announced right here, last year we took the painful but necessary steps to implement nearly $30 million in budget cuts. All right, $30 million in budget cuts. But it says, based on our new numbers, we will need to cut around $65 million. From our budget to avoid an ongoing annual budget deficit in the coming years. They need to send me some money on, all right, over the next 6 months. But look at this, brothers, man almighty. All right, how the mighty have fallen. All right, college and universities. All right, listen, let's go back for the people, here. University of Oregon women are in a bind. Everybody in Oregon is in a bind, but take a look at that. This is a crazy turn of events right here. September 28th, listen, half of the colleges and universities in the United States in the next 10 years will be bankrupt. Ooh, CGA, the notorious one. Golly. Now, people, when I put that video out, okay, listen how crazy that sounds. Like 2018. And 10 years is the year 2029. When I put that video out, it sounds like that's crazy. There's no possible way. But take a look. It is very possible. By this point, we are in a new world here. Goodness gracious. It's on like Donkey Kong. Coach Stradamus is in the building. In the next 10, I'll play it again for the people hating. And yes, there was an article that I was reading, but I was reading that article because my belief system, and by the way, I had just worked at several colleges and universities, so I knew what was coming. I was like, there's no way we can survive this going into the future. Listen, half of the colleges and universities in the United States in the next 10 years will be bankrupt. Bankrupt, let's go. Woo! Victory lap. Receipts. Y'all think I'm lying? It's economics. New world order. Man almighty. All right, man. When I say some, I stand on it 10 toes down. Protect your neck and watch out who you marry, because these women running around here in massive amount of debts. Do not fall for yo okey doke, because they will catch your slipping, and you gonna have to pay the Mickey Ficky bill. Clock that T. Clock that T. Oh my goodness gracious, who doubts me? I'm trying to help y'all out. I'm trying to get y'all out here. I know I'm doom and gloom and all of that, but I can see the future, man. I can see the future in many ways. And the future, it's kind of like the Jetsons. You know what I mean? Like, I heard this thing about the Jetsons where they said, you know, did you ever notice there's no black people on the Jetsons? There's no black people on the future. Yeah, the future looks bright. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the future looks bright. Woo. Man, it's hard out here. You know, that's why I say just stay a free agent. Because what did I also say? This is not the time to be in relationships. You can't afford relationships. You can't afford them. They're not free. And men think relationships are free. It's free and I want love and love is free and blah, 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 blah. No, man. You can't afford relationships. Just sit down, shut up, stay in your lane. Don't do too much. A lot of people out here, a lot of women are in binds, guys. They're in binds. I'm telling you, they're using relationships to get out of these binds. The problem is men aren't marrying at the rate that they're used to. So women are looking to find their way out, monetize dating, if you will. And the problem with that is they don't have leverage. So when they're even trying to come over to the monetized dating, they're even trying to exercise leverage over there. And I'm like, baby, you don't got no leverage. You don't have a leg to stand on. Now, you can go back and be over there and struggle to pay rent if you want to. Go back to your hovel. Go back to some other dude. Go back and find another guy if you want. But they ain't got the leverage. As soon as you get leverage, you can call your shot. And especially in this marketplace. But cold approaching and begging women into relationships and trying to bang them off for free, yeah, you can get that, Aaron. It's not a good long-term strategy. But yeah, somebody says the barbarian is at the gate. Who remembers when I used to say that? I used to say the barbarian's at the gate, guys. Okay, which means in effect, but people will say, well, who's the barbarian? They try to make it some racial thing. And who's the white? Yeah, white people are barbarians and Neanderthals, but I'm not talking about them. What I'm saying is, thank you for bringing that up. The barbarian is at the gate because once the barbarian is at your front door and he's got the stick, you know, he's got the torch and he's got the hammer or the axe, there's nothing you can do. Okay, the only thing you can hope is the barbarian walks out. All right, then it says, okay, there's another house. That's the only thing. But once they start at your door and they got the torch and they got the axe, they're coming in. Okay, the barbarian is coming in. The barbarian is at the gate. They're coming through the door. All right, and it's only a matter of time. Now, once they get in the door, there's no negotiating with the barbarian. Okay, so you can't say, okay, they kick in the door and you're like, okay, what do you want? I'll give you anything you want. No, they're taking what they want. There's no negotiating. Don't ask them, could you have this and take this and leave that? They're taking what they want. That's what the barbarian at the gate is meaning. And when I was saying that before the COVID, before 2020, the reason I was saying that is because I'm like, okay, we've set ourselves up to basically have to be at the mercy of whatever the repercussions are. So now we added all of these things, social justice, and you know, you wanted $20 an hour. Like, we've asked for the barbarian. Now that the barbarian is here, you can't say, let's go back to the beginning. I'm sorry. Okay, it makes sense now. You guys have pushed for this. Women have pushed for their independence. You have independence. The barbarian's at the gate. Now don't ask me to come save you. Okay, same thing. Pro-blacks, you asked for certain things, and now you got it. You asked to be equal to the white man. We want what the white man has. Okay, now we've made room for you to get what white people have, and now you gotta stand 10 toes down. Now if you don't catch up to white folks, it's your fault. You asked for integration. Now this is the results of integration. Don't go back and ask for segregation. Oh, it was better back when we were segregated. It's too late. You can't go back and ask for segregation and be like, you know what, it's actually better when we had our own Black Wall Street and our own banks. Too late. Now you have the Jewish people bank. You asked for it, now you got it. Okay. You asked to be going to the same colleges and education and schools that white people went to because you thought you was going to be in the old, what do you call the old boys group? And you realize you're still not in the old boys group. You're still in college debt. Okay, you asked for it. Now live it out. And that's what the barbarian at the gate means. You asked for this. Everything we got, we asked for. You begged and begged and begged. Now you want the government to help you out. But government, help please. Nope. So that's my point. Same thing with marriage. You ask for marriage, you get into marriage, can't get out. Can't go back and be unmarried. You wanted to have kids, now you have kids. You can't can't unhave kids. You can't shove kids back up the woman's vagina. All right, you gotta go ahead and take care of them kids. So I'm just letting you know, man. Everybody gotta pay the piper at some particular point, and that's where we are in our world today. The things that you asked for, you have gotten, and now you have to live out consequences and repercussions of said things. Okay. You always gonna have to pay the piper. It's kind of, it's like when you take you take a loan shark. You're like, damn, I need this money, and then you go to the mafia dude. You know you're going to the mafia dude. You know you're going to the payday loan person, and then you go out and take that loan. All of a sudden, the mafia guy, all right, Big Nose Johnny, is at your door with two other dudes in leather coats and mock turtlenecks with baseball bats and lead pipes. They about to break your legs. All right, you gonna have to pay the pig. You're going to have to pay the interest, and you're going to have to pay what they say you owe. You know what I mean? You got to pay what they say you owe. And you're going to be like, wait a minute, them numbers don't add up. And Johnny the Chin and Big Nose Moose, they hitting the pipe, say, look, the boss says you owe over there with the 20% vig and a 7 to 8% interest over here. And you curled up in the ball. You're like, well, wait. You didn't say 7% interest, you said 6. I said it's 7 over there. All right, and are you telling me the boss is lying? All right, are you telling me the boss is lying? Hey, Vinny the Chin, come and get this. Nikki the Sky. Nikki the Sky is over there. And Johnny the Chin and Big Nose Vinny. They you up. You up. You can't negotiate once the barbarian is at the door. You made a deal with the devil. Now the devil shows back up with the receipt. I know this as a principle of life, and I realize that we caused this. Do not blame anybody else. Do not blame anybody else. Everything we're getting as a people, we ask for. So don't come cry to me. But ladies, you can drop off some. I'm gonna tell you, listen, ladies, I'm in the business. Ladies, you can come over here and bring some tears, bring that, and do that. Baby, let it roll. When you pop, lock, drop it. Hey, man, hey, look, I'm not taking advantage. I'm getting what I'm owed. Come over here, ladies. You got a bind that need to get fixed. You can come up here, take your socks off, hop in bed, put that face in pillow, toot that up. And then when I'm done, you got to go. All right, it is what it is. I'm just in the marketplace to fix a bind. You need 200 real quick? Come see your boy. Oh, don't come over here promise me love and companionship and relationship and we can go the whole way. Nah, baby. What you can come do is put some gas or cash. Gas or cash. Preferably, I'm on that part. I don't need no cash. But I can use some. You gotta pay your fee. Pay your fee. That's what we doing today, baby. I ain't got no time.
I got the pussy for the money. If you got the money,
it's James Bond. It's Fixes Binds LLC. All right, ain't no love around here. I don't need no love, no feelings, no loyalty. All I need is for me to put something on it.
I got the pussy for the money. If you got the money, the pussy.
I can put something on it. And I'm gonna tell you, nothing is gonna get you rich overnight. Okay, you're gonna have to build this particular wealth. So, with that being said, I'm gonna put this up here. Non-disclosure agreement. Receives it has to be at least 5K in equipment allegedly. Yes. Don't invest in your show. Your show will sell.
Yeah. I get 300,000. Of course, I was listening to you. If you train your mind and you apply and you actually study and level yourself up, oh yeah, you're going to get the money. But you have to be dedicated.
You need.
Okay, we're gonna go to Chantelle Simone now.
Leo, buy one, get one snacks means maximizing his savings potential. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Sometime today. Wait a minute.
I know y'all keep the car seats in the back.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Have an answer. Men only provide for their wife.
Amen.
Not a random female.
Not a random female.
Like, why do y'all feel like these men
supposed to provide for y'all because
Thank
y'all
you.
for some money. And y'all not even a wife. Most of y'all be
Sick of these random hoes.
girlfriends. Dry begging. So the question is, why are y'all out here begging?
Yeah.
Why don't you go beg that job for your paycheck?
I'll go to your baby daddy, bitch.
Just because men are providers, okay, that's their job. But it is to provide for their family. You're not their family. He just met you. And if you gotta ask a man for money, how the money go? That should tell you everything you need to know. Y'all be out here just saying all kind of stuff. Right. Girl, go get to the unemployment line.
I have a question. If men are supposed to be providers, why do y'all get so mad when women ask y'all for money? Like,
The question should be, if black women are so strong, independent, why y'all all here dry begging for money?
Hide the money, y'all!
This baby mama all here trying to shame men, talking about, oh, if y'all supposed to be providers, then why are you mad? Thinking that, oh, they're going to say, oh, you know what? You're right. Okay, here's money. Here's $30 to go pay your phone bill. Point and laugh. Trying to shame you all here begging, but you gonna call the person you're begging broke for not giving you the money that you're begging for. Okay, let us see her comment section under this. Someone should explain to her that the letter ATM aren't in the word provider. Another person said, I would have told her no, she has to go on Indeed.com. Everybody stop begging and go get a job. If you come across somebody you like enough to build a life with, do that. With a mentality to pull your weight in a relationship with a team member attitude. The thing is, men are supposed to be providers. Okay, what are women supposed to be? Right? Because if a man said, okay, I'll provide, you stay in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, this is not 1950s. Oh my gosh, the patriarchy. Oh my gosh, you think I'm a doormat. Oh my gosh. If a man said, I'll provide, but you have to submit. Oh my gosh, you hate black women. Oh my gosh, you're dimming my light. Oh my gosh. But men are supposed to be providers. Men are supposed to uphold their roles. But women are supposed to do what? Sit back and come with long titties. And it's always the washed up long titties. Oh my gosh. I love how you respectfully break it down and you understand men's perspective to the point where you're not a pick-me, because a lot of female will call you just that. You make both sides accountable. You hold both sides accountable, because at the end of the day, both sides are adults, very consenting. The thing is, you be called a pick-me for just calling a spade a spade. You be called a pick-me for hearing women dry begging on social media and say, hey, y'all dry begging. I thought y'all supposed to be strong, independent. I thought y'all didn't need a man for that. But videos after videos, y'all making men trying to shame men into giving you money. So you think by you making this video, a man is going to just cash up you $200? Entertainment purposes only.
No woman that goes out to a club should have to buy herself a drink. None. She shouldn't have to buy herself a drink or food if they serving it at the club. Because you got all pretty and beautified to come out your pocket? Oh, no. That ain't the way it's supposed to do. Hide the money, y'all!
This is a point in time that I'm certain I will never forget. A time where even the lowest quality of women are making demands and have standards
that they don't qualify for.
Whenever I think about things like this, it makes me want a shot of whatever it is that has women talking and thinking like this.
What we've got too much Disney World, too much Cinderella, too much Snow White, too much Disney movies. Because hear me out, her looks aside, right? We don't even want to. Because when she's like, you get yourself pretty weird. You get yourself done up with all that makeup she got on, she still look like that. So we got her looks aside. The fact that you got up out of your bed, put on your makeup, and go out, leave your house and go to the club. You feel as though you're obligated to get free drinks just because you decided to go to the club. No other reason but your looks. And then if that's the case, right? What if a man was supposed to come on and say, you should not buy drinks and food for women at the club and not get some pum pum that night? If I buy you drinks, you have to run the pum pum that night. They can't understand how delusional and how just that they can't understand. So that don't make no sense. Just because he buy you a drink don't mean he obligated to get your pum pum. However, in their mind, they think just because you put on your makeup and go to the club, you're obligated to get free drinks.
This is why we do not debate. This is why we do. See the comment section under this. Ain't nobody gotta buy you no drink. You ain't nobody take your broke behind home and go drink your bottle of wine with your kids. The least desired always have so many rules and demands. Laugh my ass off on my way to Thailand. I'm on my way to Thailand. When I found out that women actually go to bars and clubs completely moneyless because they know a man will buy them a drink, I stopped going and decided my dating pool will be accessed by other means like grocery store, gyms, church, etc. Definitely a life-changing moment. The fact that these women go to club and think that men are obligated to buy them drinks, to buy them food just because they are there. Craziness. But on the flip side, if you're going to say a man is obligated to get your pum pum just because he buys you drinks, just because he buys you food, it's an uproar. This is if you don't come out them pocket, you must be planning on coming out them draws. Exactly. But yeah, we point and we laugh because for her, looking like this, all her makeup, all her lashes, all her wig, all the filters, you wear makeup and filters, and you still a two-up. Oh my God! How do y'all not know you're supposed to buy your husband a wedding band? You know, that lady posted about buying her husband a very beautiful ring on my ad, and it was expensive. And all of you ladies in the comments that didn't know that you were supposed to buy your husband a wedding band, I was flabbergasted that y'all didn't even know. And some of y'all in the comments talking about it's a cultural thing that the man buys his own ring. Whose culture? Maybe African culture, I don't know. But in black culture, I've never not known that a woman wasn't supposed to buy her husband a ring. I bought my husband a ring and I was excited to do it. Exactly. I want him to have a nice ring. And then for you women also in the comments that were taken aback by how expensive the ring was and like how dare she buy a ring that expensive, like which y'all are the same women who are very particular about the type of ring that your husband is supposed to buy you. No clusters, you only want solitaire, real,
yeah, make it make sense.
Diamonds. But when it comes to your husband, you don't think you're supposed to buy him a ring and then he's not supposed to have a nice one? Y'all don't make no sense. How do y'all not know? A lot of them don't have no husband. They in the woman comment section talking about, oh, you shouldn't buy your husband a band. Meanwhile, they don't got no husband. Listen, you cannot make this up, but this is their selfishness.
Made no sense.
When they're talking about is the culture, which culture? Because think about, and let's focus on the Western world, right? Let's focus on this hemisphere where slavery, right? Well, at what point, when was it where black men were making significantly amount of money where they can afford the wedding, afford the woman's ring, and afford his own band? Or in the history, in the past, wasn't it in a black household, we're in this together because we both struggled together, we both were slave, we both were under oppression together, like. But you see, as I said in the video that I posted earlier today, these black women want to be white women so badly. They want white women's history so badly to the point where they got on the hate men train. They got on the patriarchy train, even though they got no dog in the fight. They will be out here with no husband talking about, oh, you shouldn't be buying your husband a wedding band. The selfishness. The selfishness. They don't got no husband, and if they do have a husband, he's a murderer. But let's see her comment section. Somebody said, I bought my fiance a ring 2 months after he proposed. He was too excited. So exactly, why wouldn't you want to buy your man's band? I want to buy my man's band, and I want it to match mine. Like, come on now, come on. Same women that don't know the bride's family is supposed to pay for the wedding. I think I meant to say, if you don't know where your daddy is gonna, better go find him. I think this person is saying, if they're gonna hold on to tradition and say you shouldn't buy your husband his wedding band, then your family, the bride's family, was supposed to pay for the wedding, but half of them don't know their daddy. So he go, ask your father for your hand in marriage, but they don't have no father to ask for the hand in marriage. No. They want to uphold tradition when it benefits them, right? When it's a man's supposed to provide, a man is supposed to protect, a man is supposed to pay for this, and a man is supposed to pay for that. But the world about the tradition where a woman's family is supposed to pay for the wedding. You're supposed to ask your father for your hand in marriage. You're supposed to be a virgin before marriage. You're supposed to have your womb intact. Your titties not supposed to be long before marriage. Marry before you carry. What about those? They don't want to talk about that. Somebody said, wait till women find out their families are supposed to pay for the wedding, and the wedding gift to the future husband should be watch. Somebody said 75 to 80% of them will never have to worry about it, ma'am. It's all good. Exactly. Exactly. Too many baby showers, not enough weddings. Exactly. They're all here busy talking about what you're supposed to do for your husband when they don't got no husband. When they're all here having to be having their baby shower and they don't even know their baby daddy. Having to be raffling the belly. Having to put 3 names in the bag.
I need to see how hot it is.
Which one am I putting the baby on? Come on, now, let's call a spade a spade.
Fucking shit.
It's comedy, it's entertainment, but we all know because they're broke. They're broke and they can't afford the wedding man anyway, so that's why they have to put everything, they have to put every responsibility on men, and this is why it says entertainment purposes. We point and we laugh. At least poor people. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Go watch the next video that pop up on the screen. Protect your peace. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, y'all.
Okay, that's the end of. We're now going to messing with Sean.
Smell like you've got some PTO from your meal. Escape the 24/7 freshness with Old Spice Fiji. There's DNA. There's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA.
Ain't no video been put out yet, so they can say, oh, we see Nolan right there. Or we saw at least when Nolan went on the boat and went out there. Okay, maybe it's city cameras. Maybe that's what it is. It is country down there, though. But like when they track people by their license plates, don't they have cameras? I don't know. I'm just thinking like we're going into 2 weeks now. Where are the videos? Where are the still photos? Where are the cameras of watching the people who own the boat, the rides that they took when they were in the car going to the boat, when they came back from the boat? Because if there's cameras at the launch, I'm gonna call it a launch, right? If there's cameras at the launch spot, pad, whatever it's called, then they should be able to see who got out of the boat and then who got in which cars and where they went. Was he there? Was he not there? You know what I'm saying? That's just what I've been thinking like lately. Like, why is this taking so long and we don't have anything? Exactly. I feel like there should be more videos by now. How long do it take to get text messages to confirm or deny anything? I don't know. This is crazy. Anyway, it says new GPS data for boat Nolan Wells was on before disappearance. Oh, this probably is why I thought it.
The family of Nolan Wells met with the district attorney who confirmed the investigation will eventually be turned over to a grand jury. They're still wondering what happened to the 18-year-old on the July 4th weekend. Let's bring in Anna Schechter, who runs our crime unit. She's joining us right now. Anna, so what are we learning about those new details in this case? What can you tell us?
Well, we actually have obtained new movement records. The GPS data, our Jared Eggleston and Skylar Henry down in Mississippi obtained this from a Mississippi entity, and it actually shows exactly where the boat left from. When it arrived at Horn Island, you're seeing, as that scrolls down on your screen there, you're seeing that July 4th, that tracking movement, the vessel reaching Horn Island around 11:14 a.m., and then we also see when the boat left. Now, as we've been reporting, Nolan Wells was not on that boat, although his keys and phone were. And so we see the boat then go and actually dock at a different location, then drive overland to the home of the owners of the boat. So this is new information that is all being reviewed by investigators who are still trying to figure out exactly what happened to Nolan Wells, Muzo.
Yeah, his parents have a lot of questions there.
I don't understand what I'm looking at. Hold on. Is this just like the eye in the sky in space, just showing the moon? So it really ain't telling us nothing, except for the boat went here, the boat went there. You're not able to see who's on it and who's not on it. You know what I'm saying? Big Joker, good morning. Thank you so much. I think was the main villain on Avengers that wanted to eliminate half the beings in the universe without prejudice to preserve resources. Some of us tend to agree. Thank you for the super chat. That helps me out. But I believe y'all. I don't know anything about any of those people, so thanks though. Thank you. So it's showing us that the boat went here, the boat went there, the boat went everywhere. Where's the camera that hones in where you can see people on said boat?
Entity, and it actually shows exactly where the boat left from. When it arrived at Horn Island, you're seeing, as that scrolls down on your screen there, you're seeing that July 4th, that tracking movement, the vessel reaching Horn Island around 11:14 a.m. And then we also see when the boat left. Now, as we've been reporting, Nolan Wells was not on that boat, although his keys and phone were. And so we see the boat then go and actually...
Yeah, you've been reporting that, but have we confirmed that for sure yet?
Dock at a different location, then drive overland to the home of the owners of the boat. So this is new information that is all being reviewed by investigators.
That doesn't sound like it's weird, right? The boat went here, the boat went there, and then the boat went home. I don't know what this means.
We're still trying to figure out exactly what happened to Nolan Wells, Mugo.
Yeah, his parents have a lot of questions there. Anna Schefter, thank you so much.
All right, Anna. I don't know, child. I don't know.
I don't know
All
neither.
I got about 5 minutes of this nigga. All right. Nolan Wells' family and Ben Crump hold a news conference yesterday after meeting with the DA's office, child.
I'm Attorney Ben Crump, along with Attorney Lisa Park, Attorney Eric Kurtz.
All right.
We have first an opportunity to meet with District Attorney Angel McGrath and some members of her team. We had a very respectful meeting. The thing I assume some of you may know, the thing to announce, she shared with the family that there will be a grand jury that she turned this case over to once they have collected all the information.
Child, why does he talk like he's a robot?
And finish their investigation. We also agreed that we will have a mutual inspection of the cell phone with our experts and their experts. Attorney Eric Kurtz is heavily the investigation team with former law enforcement experts who are going to help us with the cell phone download. So everybody will be able to see at the same time what the cell phone has. We also talked about trying to make sure we dot every I and cross every T. I know that we're getting about 50 calls a day to 100 calls a day from people who were there on Horn Island, people who are familiar with individuals that were there on Horn Island, and so we continue to be steadfast in trying to get to the truth of why Nolan will.
The truth with an F. This is your lawyer.
Is dead. At this time, we'll have Attorney Hertz say a few words, and then Christine and Elmore will just talk about the homegoing services and celebration for Nolan, and then we'll take a few of your questions. Attorney Hertz, thank you.
Right now, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Now, why are you over there holding her hand?
We appreciate the district attorney meeting with us, but because of certain types of confidentiality that even the victims are not allowed to know, we did not get all the answers we want. We have an independent investigation going on that involves former law enforcement, federal agents that are going to be looking into all the different information we got.
And in my personal opinion, the dads, in my opinion, should be talking. But I think the reason why they don't want the dad talking is because the dad is going to quote unquote, F up the money. Hey, look, I'm just calling it for what it is. I said what I said.
All coming in, we're getting a lot of information. Some of the people that I spoke to are not talking with law enforcement here. We're going to be trying to get them to cooperate with each other because we want to make sure the narrative, which has been put out that is false, is going to be corrected. So at this point, we just ask everybody to keep calling in if you have any information and let us know. And I personally, if we validate you're a legitimate call, we'll call you and talk to you. And I thank you all for showing up today.
And now, Christine and Elmore will just share with you some details of the homegoing celebration for their son.
Hello, everyone. So, the homegoing celebration, the funeral will be held at Center Point Church in Ocean Springs. It is going to be, visitation will be 9 to 11, and then the funeral will start after that. The plan is for the repast because, again, we want to celebrate him. And he would not want us to be sitting around crying and eating. So what we're going to do is kind of have a party to celebrate him, and that'll be held at the Jackson County Fairgrounds. So we really do want to keep it for family and friends.
And the quote-unquote celebration of life, I believe it's supposed to be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I believe it's supposed to be 9 o'clock tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Do not quote me on that, but it's supposed to be.
We are going to allow media to come in as well. And lastly,
What a surprise. They're going to let the media come in. Oh, look, we have a troll. He's very successful. I agree, he is very successful, taking advantage people like you and sitting around here not doing no case but doing settlements and getting rich off of the tragedies of black people. He is very successful. You are absolutely right.
There's one thing Ben Crump is good at.
I don't need nothing from that.
Getting rich out of black folks.
Shit, and neither can you. But you go right ahead and suck his balls, okay? Fuck that nigga, okay? Fuck that nigga. He don't give a damn about no black people. He give a damn about his green ass pockets. And you all can continue to follow his illiterate ass and get the truth with an F. I don't care. But what we not gonna do is sit up here and act like he cares for black people because, like I said, he ain't going nowhere to help those 7 injured black people, if not deceased, over in East St. Louis. But of course, there's no white person involved, so that's why we gotta go ahead and ignore.
Ain't no white people.
Come on, who's talking? Oh, the mama. Shout out to Nolan's mama, who is Filipino, as we heard yesterday. And you colors are supposed to be boycotting Asians. Don't forget.
Oh, absolutely. Teammates, we've already contacted Coach Les George because we want to make sure that those guys are there. Former teammates from high school, middle school, teams that he played against. You guys are all welcome. But of course, we want to make sure that our families for sure and close friends get there. So I do want to just say for those of you, again, if you are having protests, even the day of his service, I am asking you guys to just keep it peaceful. Nolan would never want any type of violence or anything like that. He was not that.
Now, why would she have the need to say that?
Kind of person. So if you guys would, again, just be peaceful and to the community, thank you so much. Just the outpouring of love.
Y'all, now we all the same. Tadisha, are you here? Where is this in the code, child? Now we're all the same. So we're all the same, y'all, and yet there's supposed to be a boycott of Asians. How does that work? Where's that in the code? Because I'm a little confused.
Does this work?
Woo! I love it. I love it. Everything that don't make no sense, and y'all gonna try to find a way to try to make it make sense. We all the same, child. We all the same. But boycott Asians. Boycott Asians.
Support. We've had some local officials. Mayor Casey Vaughn from Gaucher has reached out to us. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. He has, it's almost been every day. He's been texting to check on us. Also, Jeffrey Hullum, thank you so much. He's been texting pretty much every day. Receiving a lot of stories from Nolan's teachers, which just warms my heart, his classmates, teammates. So again, for those of you who have donated to the GoFundMe, once again, I stress, if you are not financially able to, you're not begging for that money, okay? If you're not financially able to, we understand. We thank you for whatever you can give, but if you cannot, if you would, just keep us in your prayers. And to his friends, stay strong, and please just take care of your mental health, because I know this is a lot. It's a lot for us, and I know you guys are feeling some of that too. So thank you all.
I don't think people realize how far Major League Soccer has come in the blink of an eye. And when I played in the league,
it's a lot for us, and I know you guys are feeling some of that too. So thank you all.
Are there any questions? Yes. Jay Crump, Stanley here with CBS News. The last time that you spoke at a setting like this, I know you guys were hoping to get results back from the independent.
Dang, how long was this clip?
Is there anything to share on that front?
Damn, I ain't know this. It was a 40-minute clip. Okay. Okay, guess we'll just play it.
Hopefully shortly thereafter, we will be able to tell some findings of.
I ain't got nothing else to do.
Autopsy. Still waiting on some things. And also, when we're talking about funeral services, one of the things Mr. Tyler Berry for paying for the funeral, as well as Colin Kaepernick for helping to shoulder the expense of the independent autopsy. And I thank Reverend Al for agreeing to officiate the funeral services. Yes, sir. Aaron Gilchrist, NBC News. Mr. Swanley, you said from the very beginning that for you, this was really about getting some answers about what happened to your son. Do you feel like after your meeting today, you have any more clarity on what happened? But it was just a meeting where she talked about the process. She didn't tell us any information about the investigation too much because those things are, as she said, her role and what she has to do. But they still have questions, and that's not insignificant to this meeting. It's just in general. Every morning they wake up, there's a hole in their heart, and they are trying to say, what happened to my son? Obviously, they feel strongly that he But I just stayed behind him with him as a cell phone. And so we're trying to get to those answers.
When they say stuff like that too, y'all, he wouldn't have left his cell phone, he wouldn't have stayed behind. Well, I'm pretty sure that no one would think that their 14, 15-year-old daughter, granddaughter, niece, whatever, would have taken out 5 people, attempted to take out 6, and hatched a plan. You don't know what they're going to do when they're not in front of you. Because like we discussed the other day, when you are on your own and working on being on your own, you know what I mean? You will make decisions as far as what you're doing with your friends when you're out there. Yes, you have the rules. One would hope that you will follow the rules that your family and your parents have put together. But once you get around your friends and y'all having a good time, because I found out, I'm going to say allegedly, but I heard, even though I'm sure it was going on, but allegedly they were drinking. Now again, I think y'all said 21 is the drinking age no matter where. So they was out there drinking. Then they want to say that he was a good swimmer. And I don't know nothing about how this kid died, okay? I don't know. But the only thing that has been pressed from Ben Crump, Al Sharpton, and the rest of them is that it has to be racist, even though Nolan been hanging out with these people for as long as they've lived in Mississippi. And these parents are not downtrodden. They're not downtrodden at all. They make decent money. They need $750,000 from the GoFundMe, which whatever, do your thing. All these people are coming to help them. They're coming to pay for this. They're coming to pay for that. Cool. Do whatever it is you want to do with your money. But like I think Fit Granny just said, they still ain't told us nothing about no autopsy. They're about to bury him. So there's 2 autopsies that have allegedly been done, and we ain't heard about neither one of them yet. What? So keep this conjecture continuing to go on in the ether and not give up any information? Thank you, Boo. He said that was strange. They dry. Listen, depending on who you're talking to. Some people have said the same thing, and other people say something. You know, people want to have it be what they want it to be, and somebody doesn't agree, then all of a sudden they're the problem. Because you was here, I think, yesterday when we found out that the mama is Filipino. And allegedly, this might not be Nolan's father, but nobody want to talk about that. His stepfather, maybe, but not necessarily his father. And I asked you, Sassy Straight, yesterday, because you could have a kid before y'all get married, and the child gets the last name of the mama, right? So if you get married, do you leave the name as it is, or do you change your son's name to your name? Thank you, Pamela, for the silver star. I appreciate you, boo. I asked, most of y'all said you're going to change it. And I don't know what you're talking about, jackass. Black people can swim. Not enough, but even with the water, and depending on how it was, even the best swimmer can have issues regardless of all that. That's why Malcolm Jamal Warner is not here any longer. So, please miss me with your bullshit.
Ryan Rose, she's a liar. There's been a lot of misinformation that's been spread online, especially the full picture that was shared by you.
Well, I didn't share it. I reposted it. We reposted everything. Let's make it clear. We're reposting everything because we're trying to get people to come in and call. And so we've said from the beginning, we're in a ferocious search for the truth. And so things out there, we are trying to post, ask people, do you know something about this? Let us know. Just because we repost does not mean that we are indicating anything. Look at our social media. We have always been very careful to say this is a repost, and we almost always give a declaration that that's what it is, a repost. And so we want.
Why are you as a lawyer worried about reposting on social media? Just get in there and figure out what the hell is going on. What does he do? What is his job here? What does this man do? What is his point?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Wow.
Except for just to cause chaos and tell black people it's white people. That's it. That's it. If they got married, then they can do it. Just like, I know, if you get married, then you can do it. That's it. There you go. That takes care of that.
People to continue to call about everything. Videos, whatever interactions they saw, and thank God
We are getting dozens of people calling every day, saying, I was on Horn Island. This is what I saw. I know these individuals. This is what we know. They said, we understand the sheriff's investigation has hundreds of people calling too. And so the hope is that when this is presented to the grand jury, all relevant witnesses and evidence will be presented to them so that we can have a fair and impartial investigation into the death of Nolan Wells. We were very honest and candid with the district attorney, and she was honest and candid with us. Our lived experiences tell us that we must question everything, everybody's role, law enforcement role. That is the lived experience of us as black people in America. And we were...
Oh my God. Exactly. He ain't doing shit. Hold on, boo. Sean said Crump is a civil rights attorney, not a criminal attorney. He gonna get them a check, but not a guilty verdict. Which is exactly what I think Tatum said. Because he's here just to do what he just now did. It's just to fan the flames of racism. Because the boule, because he is D9er, want to make sure that black people stay scared. Like Ricky said, he's scared of white people. In that you just think that Republicans are racist, Democrats love you, and you vote for Democrats. Even though Roland just told y'all that Democrats don't ever do anything for black people. Well, what do Republicans do for black people? Nobody does anything for black people. That's why you vote for who the fuck your interests are with, regardless of what their party affiliation is. But you colors refuse to listen to shit like that. You would rather listen to Mushmouth here and all his cohorts and follow people who can barely speak English, who ain't even from this country, but you're gonna listen to what they have to say because you know white people. And then say in Mississippi is so racist, whilst this couple and their family have lived there, it seems like all Nolan's life at minimum, have been pretty successful here. One word about all this overt racism all this time, now all of a sudden, you know how Mississippi is. You know how Mississippi is. This is where Emmett Till got killed. Emmett Till was killed there when they were living there prior to this happening. Emmett Till was killed here, and they probably already knew it. Emmett Till was killed here while they chose to raise a family here.
Yeah.
This is what black people got to go through all the time. Speak for yourself, nigga. Ain't nobody trying to hear this nigga. He here grifting. I don't care. Like it, love it, disagree with it, I don't care. He's a fucking grifter. Wherever it is he can get the money from when it involves white people and black people, that's where he gonna be. Have you heard him say a word about the East St. Louis 5? 7. Let me say 7. The East St. Louis 7, he ain't going to, because ain't no white people involved.
Exactly.
That shit is disgusting. Somebody should be bringing light to it. Thank you, Trent. He said if the dad is there, no. If he not there and we have that ling talk of clarification, my name and your name, your bloodline, the kid is saying, yes, I will accept it. What you talking about? If the dad is there, no. What you mean? I don't know what you're talking about, boo. If you're talking about changing of the last name, I'm just saying, like, if me and my husband were not married when we had the first kid, which we weren't, and I named her last name, my last name at the time, which would be my maiden name. Once we got married, which we did, do we change her name? I would have had her name changed, but I didn't even have to do that because I knew we were getting married, so I just gave her his last name anyway. And now we all have the same last name. So that's why I would never change my last name. When people be talking about, oh, you get divorced and you didn't change your last name, well, I would never change my last name. That's my name. That's my kid's name. That's my name. That's my name. All these years married, that's my name. Child, these people be wild. You gonna change your last name? Now maybe them famous celebrities got something to gain from it, but honestly, at the end of the day, what the hell would I have to gain from my last name? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Thank you, boo. That preacher speech cadence, run. I don't even know if it's preacher. I just feel like it's stupid. That's what it seems like to me, like half damn dumb. Good morning, Take Heed. Shout out to you, boo. Take heed to the message in the chat. Shout out to you. Y'all hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Got another one here, a pro-black. And yet here. Oh, you feeling some kind of way? Oh, poor thing. All views matter.
Not honoring the ancestors' sacrifices for us if we did not be honest every chance we got when we talk to power.
You mentioned the false narrative out there. I've seen quite a few of those, so I was wondering if you could tell us which false narrative you're talking about.
Well, that's a good question. Exactly. You said there's a few false narratives. Which ones are you talking about? Because, sir, honestly, at the end of the day, you've put out some. You've been wrong. I didn't see you clarify. I didn't see you retract. I didn't see you say, oh, I was wrong, my bad. Nothing. Just keep going.
Was there a particular false narrative?
There's a lot of narratives out there right now, and there's a lot of narratives out there right now. I'm not going to comment on any particular one, but whenever a consistent gets in the news, people try for whatever motivations, law enforcement, or whoever people that call in.
Yeah, I'm confused. And then I'm about to be done because I got to get to work. I'm a little bit confused. If white people are racist, why the hell does Ben Crump have a white man on his team? Pro-blacks, help me understand. If white people are racist, then that is his shtick all day and half of the night, 5 times on Sunday. Why the hell he got this white man leading a portion of his investigation since white people are racist? Playing in your face. But y'all keep on believing that nigga, okay? He's y'all's fucking savior. That's your savior. He not gonna lie, he tell the truth with an F, okay?
Try to set up a narrative so that people will follow the narrative. Our job is to cut through all the noise and find the truth. And the truth needs to be found by unbiased investigation as well as unbiased lawyers and all people that are...
I've misjudged who? Ben Crump? I completely have not misjudged Ben Crump. Is this not a white man speaking for him on the team right here? You know how it is down in Mississippi, child. This is where Emmett Till got killed. What are you talking about? It's the truth.
Needed 10 sequin cowboy hats for a bachelorette party. But what did I get? What the... Oh, no. But then, everything was just...
Again, what are you talking about? It's the truth. It's the truth. He love black people, though. And don't y'all forget, you're supposed to be boycotting the Asians. And don't forget that's an Asian standing back there, child. But support this family. And this is just me making commentary about how hypocritical most of y'all are. And how you follow people. And you don't even understand what the hell it is that they saying because you refuse to look into shit your own self. You would rather listen to other people because they say shit like, white people did this. And you don't know shit. He definitely don't know shit. I know I don't know shit, but what I do know is that's an illiterate nigga that ain't out here for nothing but daggone money. Wherever his name can be seen, he don't give a fuck about black people. And he clearly ain't that scared, just like Ricky, because he got a white man on his team.
Out here, all you investigatory journalists and everyone else, we just ask that you keep an open mind until we get to the truth.
And one of the things I will say, we are trying desperately to figure it out. And we don't profess to have all the answers, but what we're trying. And so when people call and tell us this is this person, and then we get somebody saying that, no, this isn't that person, we're trying to balance it all. So we want to even be more careful ourselves to make certain that we're trying to get people to come forward. And there are a lot of people who have different perspectives. We're getting that just from the phone calls, that people who were there at the same time are saying different things. But we're going to get there. We're going to get to the truth. Yes.
And Elmore, our first break the deal with the bill that's very home. I want to ask you to break it.
Well, that was nice of her. At least somebody said that. Condolences to you before she asked her question.
You say that you were talking about the process and your DA or any affidavits or prosecutions or criminal actions presented to her to be signed eventually, or no?
Yeah, and as she said, she is confidential at this point so she can maintain her prosecutorial independence. Obviously, I stressed to her very strenuously to say we want you to zealously, you and the Sheriff's Department, to zealously investigate this matter. And Christine and Elmore, their life.
He is touching this woman too much for me, y'all. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. He is touching this woman too much. You're not going to be touching me. He was holding her hand, his hand behind her back, and look at the... I don't know. That's just me.
Experiences too. We know experiences are life experiences. And she said that's not how our office operates. But we know in America, in the South, certain people are investigated differently.
Here we go. Here we go.
Typical race baiting.
And we shared that with her. We didn't, ask that.
Wait, who is this other white guy? Is he on his team too? The white guy with the orange on? I must have missed that. So we will start talking about racism and white people and how this stuff happens, and you're using two white people on your team to fight for the racism of the alleged taking out of Nolan by white people because of racism in Mississippi, because y'all know how they are. How do your pro-blacks put that together? How do you defenders of Ben Crump put this together? Because, child, this is amazing. This is amazing.
She understands our perspective, that we said we should mutually try to understand each other's perspectives where we're coming from. And we agreed that we would try to do that.
Where are we at in the investigation of autopsy?
Well, no, like we said, we're waiting to let the doctors do what they do. They ain't got their autopsy back either, so we're trying to get...
Well, tell us, give us a time frame. Somebody must know. Are autopsies endless? Does no one ever have a time frame? What's the SLA on that? Shout out to those in corporate America. What is the SLA on that? All right. I don't know.
You're right. And when we get it, we're going to share it. Yes, ma'am.
On Friday in the press conference, he said that he was video when no one said,
yes.
Bring the phone. What are you doing?
That's what a witness told us, and that's what we reported out there. Another witness at some point said, no, that was enforced. We have other witnesses who said there were other obligations, so as Mr. Hurst said, we're trying to go through it all and so forth. And we'll be even more careful to say, this is what a witness told us in the future. We have audio people doing it, but we know certain people said it was him, and then certain people said it was not him.
Are you worried about the death threats and the violent kind of atmosphere on social media and how these fake videos and photos were played?
Oh my God, I saw a fake video.
Friends getting death threats.
And we don't want anybody to be in harm's way just because we're trying to get to the truth of what happened to Christine.
Trying to get to the truth. Trying to get us to the truth.
And Elmore's son. We saw fake videos about AI-generated videos of Christine, and it's just god awful as they're grieving and trying to fight for the truth. That they also having to deal with these fake videos attacking them as they are just trying to essentially bury their son next week. But we want everybody to say that we can go through this journey together for the truth. And even though we may have different viewpoints, we can all agree that everybody wants the truth, and nobody should be threatened for seeking the truth. Nobody should be,
The life gets threatened because you're out here saying this rhetoric and trying to push a narrative when you have absolutely no evidence, no proof, just straight go to racism all the damn time. And like plenty of people have said, who was the one friend said that they've been hanging out that was on TMZ? There was the other friend that they're trying to act like they don't know him as a friend. Doesn't mean that Nolan didn't know him. Just because so we're gonna now act like that we knew all of our children's friends too, who they consider to be friends. So now because the parents didn't know that last young man that spoke, that means that he wasn't really Nolan's friend. And people really going for that. Child, either y'all don't have kids or y'all just be going along with any old thing because you just want to fan the flames of racism as well. Like, do we really need more people trying to make racism worse than what it is? Like, this Mississippi is the most racist while they live there. It's weird to me. The NAA saying that you can't go to Florida because it's racist there. Where the fuck are we supposed to go?
Exactly.
Pro-blacks, help me understand. Are we supposed to go to East St. Louis and live with the 14 and 15-year-old that just took out her family? Where the fuck are we supposed to go? I'm confused. Make it make sense. So technically, it doesn't matter technically, it don't matter where anything happens. There's always going to be someone who's racist there. So what are we talking about? Just out here talking. All these people that's saying that every place is racist, though, they all have the means and the monetary ability to go to Africa or wherever they want. Why are they not going? Why are they not going but think they're going to gatekeep where other black people go, Bueller? And y'all be falling for this shit. What? Not goodbye, news ticks. Go to Chicago. Go to East St. Louis. Go to Baltimore. Go to Compton where what's her name is doing a bang-up job. Pause. Child, Maxine. Go to Memphis. Please. This is ridiculous. This makes no sense. And the fact that people can sit here and listen to this nigga and just be like, yeah, I got faith in the truth from Ben Crumb, please.
Presume accountable until we have evidence. His mother and father only want, and Christine has said it multiple times, she only wants what you would want. If this was your son, if this was your daughter, wouldn't you want desperately to get to the truth?
If it was your son, if it was your daughter, wouldn't you want desperately to get to the truth? Yeah, nigga. And that's what we would do, and we don't need you here to do it.
Rebelli Club is a no-pressure, premier membership program designed exclusively for...
We would do it. We don't need you here to do it. The only thing that this man does is bring unnecessary racism, white supremacy attention that riles up black people. Then they get the GoFundMe up. Then they settle for something at some point, and then he gets paid off of it. Al Sharpton, same thing. You don't have to believe it, but if you just take a second to just look, he's got two white people up here while sitting up here talking about racism and what white people do, and it's how white people do, and you can't trust white people. You got Ricky Smiley sitting up here talking about, I'm scared to get into the elevator with white people, while he works for a freaking corporation run by a white person or white people, and he gonna take that white check all day and half the damn night. They're full of shit. They're full of shit. Always games. I don't know about Don Lemon because I can't stand that nigga who's all talking about white racist people too. And guess who he goes home to? Dummies.
Or white man.
Don Lemon talking about the racism of white people, and then that nigga lays down with a white man every single night. Y'all listening to him. Y'all listening to him, but I'm fanning flames of racism. I love it. I am fanning the flames of racism after listening to the truth from Ben Crumb and listening to Don Lemon, who goes home to a white man every night. Wow.
It don't make no sense.
I love it here. I love it. Come on, truth teller.
But you want people who were closest in proximity to what happened to be investigated and thoroughly investigated. We know that, if it was Nolan, how would he be investigated? So,
look at, yeah, what would happen to Nolan? How would he be investigated? How would he be investigated to infer that it would be racist? I'm surprised he didn't invoke Carmelo, honestly. How would he be treated? Nigga, it's not an option. We wouldn't know. We don't know. So why are you saying that? Oh yeah, to get the colors all riled up. Get them all riled up. Yeah, we need you to support child. Do what we say. Oh my God, liberals, progressives, and Democrats, and get everybody all riled up. You do the work for us so I can get paid because you can be easily led. I don't know if I got this one. Thank you, Trent. He said that preacher speech cadence. Fuck no. Run. Okay. Thank you. I get it now that you told me. Thank you again. He said these MFers talk like 2026 is 1926. They want to live like it's 1926. There's people that just don't want to move forward. Don't move forward. Stay here. Listen to him. Listen to Ricky. Listen to Roland. Listen to them beat y'all into bullshit that one has gotten plenty of people in trouble. 2, that gets you nowhere. 3, that probably is not typically true for the most part. At least wait for the fucking information. And again, if they about to put him, bury him, then where are these daggone, what is it, child? The autopsies or whatever. Where they at? But whatever. Hurry up, finish this mess.
One last question.
I'm just curious about the dynamic that you guys have ever seen.
You see his hand is back on her.
With law enforcement, other things, what have you all been able to speak to the sheriff, the investigators, since what happened last week?
So that was actually clarified in today's meeting. The DA's office wanted to take over that communications because they do have a victim advocate, which I appreciate, but of course that wasn't what she took responsibility and accountability for. But we were not communicating with that information. So for us, like I said before, the last time we actually spoke to someone with the sheriff's department was last Tuesday. That was via text message that I initiated, just asking for an update. So that's the biggest thing is, I appreciate that she took accountability for saying, hey, that was actually our doing. But, we have a setup now, and so the hope is that we'll have that open lines of communication.
So you feel like this was the end of the Attorney Kurtz has comment on that there. Let me just say that under the law in Mississippi, a victim is entitled, I think it's 72 hours to get an incident report and have some information shared. It's been more than 72 hours, and that's part of the meeting here today to start getting the incident report and all that information that we came here to collect, as well as listen to the district attorney and what she had to say. Did you get that report? No, not yet. We are working with them to say.
Good job. You still ain't got it.
There needs to be better communication with the clients and so forth. So the big things that we know, there's going to be a grand jury into the death of Nolan Wells, and number two, that we're going to have a mutual inspection of Nolan's cell phone. We just want to make sure everybody else's cell phone is also being downloaded.
So in other words, ain't nothing changed.
Yeah, nothing changed.
The cell phone, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that
nothing
given, I would
changed.
hope. Just like if there's any cameras, like I said, like on dock or landing or whatever it's called, shouldn't someone have been getting into that shit instead of just coming out here just saying everything is racist? Shut the fuck up and do some fucking work. You don't need to come out here and keep saying shit. And Tanya, I don't disagree with you. Maybe they did need some exposure. Maybe they did, okay? But if this is the only way that people can get exposure, good luck to them, because this is always going to be a problem with this man.
Always. Okay, now we're going on to DeeDee.
Ready? Here we go. Okay, first day, PPNJ. Drop off Kristoff, lunchbox, long rocks, baptize, recess, new friend fun. Backpack, lip stack, I'm back done. Give a little Sarah Lee love.
If you have tried multiple oral antidepressants and they haven't...
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm back with another reaction video. So in this particular video, we're going to be reacting to a video of a man who is talking about how men spend more money in relationships as opposed to when they are single. Right? So we talk about this. We talk about how a lot of women are looking for men to be the sole providers in relationships, how women are looking for men to take on the full financial load in a relationship. I mean, pay the bills, pay for the trips, pay for all, everything. Women are in modern society, women are looking for men to foot the bill for everything, even though they are able to work. A lot of them claim to be independent women. They own businesses, but they are still looking for a sole provider. And so I think in this conversation, this man is discussing basically how when you incorporate a woman into your life, that you can look for your bills to basically double. Right? So if you want to have a wife or have a family, you have to take into consideration how much this is going to cost you, what the financial load is going to be, and if you are able to provide in such a way. So I think in 2026, with the economy the way it is and how expensive things are, you have to really make sure that you are in a position to do so, because it's not just, the bills that you have now as a single man, the bills that you already have. If taking on a woman means that your bills may double, you have to calculate your bills and expenses now, including other discretionary spending, what it's going to cost to have a woman if you want to have children. You're going to have to double or triple that up to make sure that you can afford to do that. And I think this is something that a lot of women don't take into consideration. They don't take into consideration what it's going to cost a man to be able to take care of a family, take care of a wife. On top of that, all these extra things that they're looking for as well. And if we are in a society where women are independent and they can make money and they have businesses, you might want to consider contributing and helping out to the family load and the family cost, because that is going to be very difficult for most men to do. And so I want to play this clip. I want to get your thoughts on it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell to be notified. Hype up the video and make sure you are supporting the channel via super thanks. All right? All right, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Listen to this.
Argument I've seen some women make about getting men to pay their bills because if they are there or not, the men would pay the bills anyways is a little short-sighted. And this is coming from a guy who fully provides for my wife. Like, I pay for everything, like, I take care of my wife. But for most cases, if men are single, they will live on the absolute bare minimum. I'm talking 1, 2, 2 bedroom apartment, nice car, and they spend maybe on random shit by themselves. Like, generally, most men are super low maintenance and they need the bare minimum. They usually just care about a car, and that's their biggest expense. Now, when you add a woman into your life, that's when things start getting more expensive. You gotta pay for her maintenance, her care, more space in a house. You're probably gonna go from 1 to 2 bedroom to needing a 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom. When you go out to eat, you're paying for 2, not just for 1. All of these things add up, and let's be real, most women don't account for that. They don't see that. And while, again, I am a full advocate for men paying the bills and being responsible and having leadership in the household and taking care of their loved ones, it's not as simple as if they weren't there, you'd pay the same thing. You can quite literally expect bills to double.
Right, he's absolutely right. And I do think that a lot of people don't take that into consideration. They don't think about what it's going to cost a man. They just want him to pay it. And like I said, if you are taking care of your wife and family, then it's expected that you know that's what you set up. You know, you are in a position to take care of the financial load for your family. Then you have to take into consideration what that's going to cost you, and if you're able to do that. And I think it's easy for women to just say, "Oh my God, if you're broke, just say that. You can't do it." No, or that, "Oh, you're already paying your bills, so it's not going to add anything on more." It is, though. It definitely is. He's absolutely right, because women cost more, just naturally. Women expect more. Women have more things that they want to get, and if you're looking for them to handle all of it, you have to take into consideration what that is going to look like for his pockets. And even if he has the money to do it, you as the spouse, you should want to be able to contribute to that if you can, and especially if you cost more. It would definitely be cheaper for a man to live by himself in a 1-bedroom apartment and pay less in rent, less in everything, than it would be to incorporate a woman who automatically comes with a lot more things. And so, yeah, I just think the dating market today and how expensive things are. See, back in the, you know, in the early 2000s, you know, in the 90s, you could go and buy a whole house for what people are paying for in rent nowadays. You could buy a 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom house for less than what people are paying in rent in 2026, right? And so it was a lot easier if you had a good job and you wanted a family and you have a woman who's not super materialistic, but hey, you want to treat her to things and do things on top of that, pay all the bills, pay the rent, the car notes and all of that. It was a lot more feasible to do so back then, and you could have all of these things and be able to afford it. But now the way rent prices are, you know, mortgages, house prices have gone up, food has gone up, everything has tripled, you know, in price. And, you know, it's a lot harder for one person to do all of that unless you are a millionaire, and unless you have millions of dollars in the bank and you just have all this discretionary income coming in where you can just afford these things and it's not a problem, then we're not talking to you. But the majority of people out here basically need 2 incomes to survive and to live pretty good. And so
Fall is back, and Dick's has the latest styles and hottest trends, like retro run, clean core classics, and new favorites to
need 2 incomes to survive and to live pretty good. And so, you know, when I hear women who say, "Hey, I need a provider," you can still have a provider, but you can also contribute to that as well. You know, I never understood the idea of women who boast about making good money and have businesses and do well for themselves, but when you say, "Hey, let's pair this with the spouse," let's, you know, when we say, "Hey, won't you be a helpmate to the man that you want to build a life with," it's crickets, and it's almost like, "No, I need him to pay it all," but not really taking into consideration how much, you know, you add on to what he already has to pay. And that's just putting more stress on him, especially if you are in a position to make money as well, make good money as well. So, yeah, I just think, once again, it's a bit unrealistic. And I know there are men, you know, I said it many times, you know, when me and my husband got married, my husband paid all the bills. I was a stay-at-home mom. Stay-at-home mom, a real stay-at-home mom, you know. Not these fake stay-at-home moms who want to be outside. No, I was inside. Okay, not outside, inside. Taking care of the kids, the whole 9. And so, yeah, he was able to do that, but things were a lot cheaper, you know, and I wasn't looking for superficial lifestyles either. It was about taking care of the kids, having everything that you needed, occasional things that you want, but the focus was more on taking care of the kids and making sure the house was good and everything was needed inside that home. And that's what was done. And to me, that's the most important, you know? And I mean, but nowadays you have people who are focused on superficial things that don't really matter, in my opinion. And it's not saying that you have to live horribly. No, you can live pretty good. And to me, living good is having a decent roof over your head and a nice place to stay. Having either being able to put your kids in good schools or either homeschool your kids and giving your kids the best education or giving them the things that they need, not necessarily everything that they want, but what they need
Right.
in a productive environment. And so I think, once again, it's not as easy as a lot of women make it seem, and because they are not the ones who have to do it. And you have to think about the added cost that it's going to cost a man overall and how he could either be struggling with trying to maintain that if he's doing it all by himself, especially in this modern age. We're in a modern era where women can work, they have bank accounts, they can have businesses, all of these things, and a lot of them are very productive. So I would, say, hey, if you are in that position to contribute, why not? And if you don't want to be a stay-at-home wife and you want to work, then if you want to work, then I think it would make more logical sense to work with your spouse and you guys work together. That way you can build together and it won't be such a strain all on that man, seeing as you are an adult and you can contribute. And because women bring more expenses to the table, why not help out if you can? So that's just my thoughts on it. I think it's a bit unrealistic to expect a man to pay all of the bills and all of the expenses for people who can contribute. Unless you have a husband who just wants that, and you have a man that just wants you to be at home and he wants you to be a stay-at-home wife and he doesn't want you to work and he wants to pay all their bills and he can, that's a different story. But you got a lot of women who don't want to be housewives, so why not contribute if you're working outside of the home? Well, that's just my take on it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments of this particular video. Do you agree with what he's saying? Do you agree with what I'm saying, or do you disagree? And if so, let me know in the comments below. I definitely want to hear what you got to say. Comment, like, subscribe, hype up the video, support the channel via super thanks, you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
At Chantelle University, we know that leaders run.
Okay, let's go to DeeDee.
What is going on with the women in relationships today? Because from what I can see, a lot of the women in relationships are acting even more wild and reckless than the single women. And this is also contributing to why so many men are afraid, paranoid, highly discouraged from settling down, from entertaining a woman, falling in love with a woman, because at any given moment, this could be you.
This bitch got me fucked up. She thinks she can get on the stage with Chris Brown. Take you down, huh? Take you down here. Here's the rest of your shit. Got me fucked up. Think it's sweet. Think you can get on stage with Chris Brown? Well, come get your shit. Come get all your shit. Talking about take me down. Yeah, take you down. How about now? Take you down. All your shit out, huh? Got me fucked up. You can get on stage with Chris Brown. Take you down. I'll take you down, all right.
Did y'all hear about the girl who went to the Chris Brown concert, paid $20,000, and her husband kicked her out and filed for divorce? This is the husband. He came to TikTok saying, bitch, get out, basically, and was throwing her shit outside while making a TikTok. And the people in the comment section are saying, sir, you are validated. He was like, you got me messed up. You think you could get on stage with Chris Brown? But it gets even better than this. First off, you can see she's smiling. Chris Brown is all on her back. Look at her. A husband has allegedly filed for divorce after a viral video surfaces and finding out that his wife used more than $20,000 from their shared savings account to attend a VIP experience with Chris Brown. The video has people divided saying boundaries were crossed and he did the right thing. First of all, he's a regular person just like you and I. He just made it famous. This girl that threw a whole marriage relationship away for a man who won't even remember her tomorrow. This is no shade, no tea, but you can see they're living in an apartment and you take $20,000 out of your shared savings account to have a few minutes with Chris Brown. You got me messed up too. Your shit would be outside also. But I want to know your thoughts in the comment section on this one.
I need to know y'all's opinions about
He did right.
his reaction right this minute. Is he valid? Is he justified, or is he overreacting? Okay,
He's very valid.
People in the comments, quite a few people in the comments, majority of the people in the comments saying things like, "Oh, who's on the husband's side?" Me.
Me.
Says, you're
I'm on the side with the husband.
So not that he's overreacting.
He's underreacting.
Okay. Another person comes through and says, "I was confused. Then I searched up Chris Brown concert and I found out, yes, you are completely valid." And that comment alone got 127,000 likes. The other ones got upwards of 65,000 likes, 50,000 likes. Like, a lot of people are feeling like this guy was completely valid
justified in
Very
his
much
response.
justified.
So, before I continue, you all, I have to ask y'all to drop 5 in the chat if you feel like this guy was completely within his rights to throw all her stuff out, break up with his woman, and say, yeah, this is the ultimate disrespect. You are not somebody that's loyal, faithful, deserving of my time, my energy, my money, my love. Like, put a 5 if you agree with what he did. I want you all to put a 4 in the chat if it's like, nah, he doing too much. She's just enjoying herself. This is a once in a lifetime type of opportunity. So of course she should be able to get grinded on by the one and only Chris Breezy. Let us know, okay? Put a 4 if you feel like he was doing too much. Put a 5 if you feel like he is justified. Me personally, I'm going to put a 5 because I do feel like this is doing too much, okay? You can have a good time without disrespecting the person that you're with. You can enjoy yourself without being completely neglectful and disrespectful of your vows, of your commitment. Like, you don't have to do all of this. But I've come across quite a few women that felt like, no, he was doing too much. He should be more understanding of her position. This is Chris Brown. What if somebody like Janet Jackson in her prime invited you up onto the stage and started grinding on you and winding on you? Oh, you would be okay with that? So, therefore, why is it a problem when Chris Brown is doing that to your girlfriend or your wife and she decides to indulge or partake or get a little bit feisty? Y'all let us know, all right? Because, fellas, be honest. If Janet Jackson in her prime invited you up on the stage, you gonna turn it down? Or are you the guy like, nah, I ain't let Janet whine and grind on me. I got a wife. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let no bad chick reach down for my stick. I ain't doing it.
Before we start this episode, here's a quick preview of what's coming. Ready to take charge of your finances and master the art of money management? Cash Course is your ultimate guide to financial literacy, from personal budgeting to macroeconomics. Check out more episodes at PragerU.com.
I ain't doing it. So, with that being said, though, if you would allow a prime Nia Long, who else was fine back in the day? A prime Pam Grier, a prime J-Lo, Halle Berry, if you would allow those women in their prime to whine and grind on you while you're in a relationship, how could you then be mad at a woman for allowing her celebrity crush, who she finds to be sexy or appealing, to do a little 1-2 on her? Y'all let me know. Okay, y'all let me know. But yeah, like I said, I don't agree. I feel like that is doing way too much. And if somebody like a Chris Brown or whomever invites you on stage to do a number on you, and you know that you're already engaged or you're already in a long-term committed relationship or a marriage, I feel like you should respectfully decline, right? And then just be able to brag and get your flex on the mere fact alone that, hey, Chris Brown, he tried to pick me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's flex enough, the fact that Chris Brown even approached you to begin with. But wait until y'all see this next clip of this story time of this woman doing something along the same lines, if not worse, when it came to her relationship and when it came to her marriage. And you're going to be mind blown when you find out what the husband did in return after he found out that his wife did the absolute unthinkable.
Let me get this straight. You decided to approve your girl going to a B&B party with her best friend that you know is for the streets. And the reason that you approve this outing is because you don't want to seem like you're insecure and you're in love with your girl. You want to give her the world and more if possible. Your girl goes to the B&B party and she disappears for hours. So much so that you pick up the phone and call multiple times. But to no avail, there is no answer. After many failed attempts of trying to get in contact with your girl, she finally calls back. And as soon as you pick up the phone, you hear a deep voice on the other end that says, "Hey bro, she busy right now, stop calling." Not only did you hear that, you also hear a lot of laughter in the background. You try to figure out, how do they have your girl's phone and where is she? But before you could even ask the question, they hang up right in your face and you call back, no answer. You call back again.
phone. Why are these niggas playing who these niggas? And you hear another female voice that tries to pretend to be Lisa, but you know that's not Lisa. Come to find out, that's her homegirl. That's what the streets that brought her to that party in the first place. So you say, hey, yo, I got your location. I'm gonna pull up. The niggas in the background say, hey, nigga, you pull up. We're gonna Swiss cheese you. It's a B&B party with a lot of niggas that got kablamos. I don't think this is a place you wanna be. In that moment, you are struck by fear, but you also still don't know where Lisa is. So you plead with the young men on the other end of the phone saying, hey, bro, just put Lisa on the phone. I just want to talk to her. And they tell you again, nah, bro, she's busy. They hang up on you. You don't hear from Lisa until the next morning. 8 o'clock sharp, your phone starts ringing, and you know immediately it has to be Lisa. And lo and behold, it is. Lisa gets on the phone and goes immediately into explanation mode. She slept at her best friend's house. She don't know what happened. She don't know who those guys were. She weren't dealing with any of them. And you believe her. You tell her, come to your house because this can't continue to happen. She says, no problem, I'll be there in no time. I guess Lisa didn't take a good look at herself in the mirror because she got hickeys all over her neck. But she walks right into your front door.
Lying whore.
And before she could say anything, you automatically knew she lied to you. But you are so in love that despite physical evidence, you ignore it, listen to Lisa's side of the story, and you side with her. She tells you those hickeys came from her playing drinking.
Dummy.
And that was just a dare. Y'all hash it out, y'all have the conversation, y'all come to a conclusion, and she's like, you know what, this will never happen again. And you believe her because you are in love. Fast forward a couple months, you got your warehouse job. There's a group of niggas standing in a circle looking at a video from Twitter. You walk over, you peek over somebody's shoulder, and lo and behold, this is Lisa giving head to 2 niggas at the beam. One nigga's recording. The other nigga's on the phone with another nigga. And another nigga on the other line of that phone call is you. In complete and total shame, you walk away from the group. You tell your manager you got a family emergency and you got to leave work early. Your manager honors it and you go home. You get home and you don't know what to do because you know deep down the anger that you feel, you might possibly hurt Lisa if she comes around you. So you call her and you say, hey, that B&B party, I want you to tell me the truth. What really happened that day? For whatever reason, Lisa fesses up. She says, you know what? This is what happened. This is what happened. This is what happened. And you say, is that all?
So fact, end of the story, these hoes ain't loyal. Shout out to Chris Brown. These hoes ain't loyal.
She says, yes. And once more, you hash it out. You believe Lisa, you go on about your
Idiot.
relationship.
Idiot.
But the
Idiot.
paranoia that you feel from seeing your girl on a video will never leave your brain. That image is going to haunt you for the days to come. So much so that one night you and Lisa are in bed. You take it upon yourself to go through Lisa's phone. You go through her phone and you find out that she's been talking to somebody from that B&B party because their message thread started the day of the party.
Lord.
And they've been fucking since that day. And bro only hit her up late at night, which ultimately means Lisa's for the streets. Lisa's a breezy. She's been lying to you. You wake Lisa up, you tell her to get out your crib. She's a fucking liar. Lisa cries, begs, and pleads that it's not what you think it is. And when it was all said and done, Lisa burns you a chlamydia. And much to my surprise, you would think that's the end of that story. Fast forward a couple of years, present time, and you at least are married with 2 kids.
No.
Dumbass.
Love like that never finds me.
Dude, you was a dumbass.
I don't think I could do anything like that.
Sometimes, the messiest part of life is the schedule.
That's kind of stupid.
That was a lie. And I told y'all, this is what a lot of the women, not all, but a lot of the women, even in relationships, even in marriages, this is what they are doing behind the scenes. And this is also a reason why men don't want you all to hang around certain girlfriends. Because some of y'all girlfriends are baddies. Okay? They're vibes. They're for the streets. And they know how impactful and influential your homegirls can be on you. And the things that you want to indulge in and partake in with her. Some of you fellas out there probably had that type of situation happen in your previous relationships. So it's like, man, I don't like this friend. This friend is always trying to get you involved in 3 or 4 activities. Stop hanging with her, right? And in this case, not only was his girl for the streets, but he still decided to turn around and save her from the streets. And I want to ask y'all a question right now, okay?
put the green light emojis in the chat right now if you would go ahead and still wife up a woman that not only burned you, all right, that's crazy, but she got caught on camera in 4K giving the slap top to not one but two different dudes for the world to see. Lied to you about her activities at a B&B party. Then came back and lied again about everything that she did, and you are still going to forgive her. Put the green light or the traffic light emoji in the chat right now if you would go ahead and forgive her, because after all, people make mistakes. You know, maybe she was just a little bit too lit, a little bit too turned, and things got a little bit carried away. Put that in the chat if that would be you, and then I want you to put the stop sign in the chat if it's like, nah, this is where I gotta stop, I gotta get out. That shit is clearly and strictly for the streets and I ain't got time. Y'all let me know, right? But nevertheless, this is something that is heavily contributing to why a lot of men are even skeptical about entertaining a woman, being with a woman. Because you can be with a woman for a very long time, and
right,
if the right person or the right opportunity or situation presents itself, she's out of there. We need to get back to having more respect for the men that love us. You know, the men that take care of us, the men that are there.
Right.
Because, like the girl said in the previous clip, this guy is not even going to remember who you are tomorrow. Chris Brown is doing these acts on dozens of women every other night.
Exactly.
So you're throwing away a perfectly good relationship all for what? And this could be applied to so many different scenarios. Really think twice about what you are doing before you make a life-altering decision that could cost you everything.
There's nothing more poetic than the fact that that lady went to that Chris Brown concert, let that man freak her up and lick her down and all kind of stuff. And after he did that, she went home, her husband threw her stuff out, and now she no longer has a husband. And you know what Chris Brown did next? He made a joke about it at his concert.
If you not get up on this motherfucking stage, if your husband or your man brought you to this show, it's not for you.
He right. Now we're gonna go to JB Reacts. Let's get it.
Official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
As long as you are open to sharing with me, right?
Sharing what with you?
Whatever you have, like you're sharing.
Like sharing lunch with
No,
you?
like
I ordered chicken fingers, you ordered a burger, we're splitting it in half. What do you want him to share? His paycheck?
His check, who he is, his check.
You're not ready to date,
Come
man.
across somebody who they don't have anything.
You is not ready to date at all.
No. So here's the difference.
Are you ready to date?
Not right now. Not right now.
So why are you here?
Yeah, why are you there?
I wanted to ask this. What are you looking for?
I want marriage at the end of the day, right? But I want a husband that is, again, supportive, that is, I'm a words of affirmation girl. Speak life into me. Okay, so please speak life into me and make my life easier. That doesn't mean going out to buy all the stuff, but if you see that I need something, do that. If you don't know what I need, ask me.
So your acts of service, your words of affirmation. Okay, so we got those are your two top love languages. Okay, and you want somebody that you can learn from. What does he look like? You said that he doesn't have to be all that, but he needs to be some of that. Do you have a height preference?
Even though I'm short, all the people that...
How tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
You're 5'2", okay?
So
okay.
At least 5'8".
At least 5'8". Do you have an age preference?
I'm dating younger now.
How old are you?
I'm dating younger now.
You gotta give us a range. There's somebody who's range is saying, I like her, but I don't know if I'm in her age bracket.
Yeah. So 39 and up, but nothing over 60. 39 to 60.
Okay, you said you're dating younger?
Yes.
And that's your group that you want to date, 39 to 60, so that means you're at least in your 40s?
Yes.
Are you in your 40s?
I'm 50.
You're 50. Okay.
This woman, 50 years old, she wants someone between 39 and 60. Not over 60 now. This woman's 50 and she doesn't want anyone over 60. Crazy as hell.
Girl, listen, we're the same age, all right? Like, wait a minute, 47 over here. I am proud of aging, but she wants you to be at least 5'5". 5'8". 5'8", okay, at least 5'8", 39 to 60 years old. You want a hot boy.
I don't.
You want
you
a hot boy.
You want an intelligent man who can range from here to here, who can go from sneakers to suit.
Why younger?
Because I'm finding out that older men have a lot of trauma with them that they're not dealing with, and they're taking you through hoops and bounds because somebody took them through hoops and bounds.
You know what? Older men say that same thing about older women. They say that we are set in our ways and we've got some traumas that we're working through. So are we fighting against each other when we should be working together?
We should be, but I can't say that that's not true, but even if both are true, that means that we both have work to do in order to date each other.
But we don't even look at them.
I will consider, but as soon as I see that it's a problem, I'm done. And so I think I've seen it as a problem so many times, and I'm just kind of over it.
Okay.
Right now.
So he needs to be
Sound like you got trauma as well.
younger.
Yeah, you got trauma.
Preferably younger. 5'8". At least 39 years old, somewhere around there. He needs to be intelligent. Do you have a career preference? Should he be an entrepreneur like yourself, or can he be employed?
Okay, so this is a great topic because everybody that I've been with has been employed. And I've been employed and an entrepreneur. And I don't think people who are employed really understand entrepreneurs. So it's been a little hard when I'm not, when I've just been only an entrepreneur, because there's a little different push. But men who work, all the men I've dated been married to their 401k, they have all the things, the 6 figures, all the whole nine. But I get
What's
more
your point?
challenges. I'd rather date a barber, I think, because
I don't understand how this woman can look the way she look and expect to get everything. Now the man has to be an entrepreneur. He can't even be a 9-to-5 worker, just a regular W-2 employee. This woman is delusional.
I used to be a stylist because they kind of understand,
You'd rather date a barber than
somebody that's in corporate or works at corporate, because all of the people I've dated have been like corporate people.
So you're saying you're done with the corporate profession?
I'm not done. I'm just really leery. I'm not done. I'm open, but I've had a lot of challenges with it.
Here's a question for you.
Okay.
Notice they say, do you want a man or you want marriage? First.
What do you mean? Do I want a man or do I want marriage first?
First. What's more important? That shit went over her head.
Do I want companionship?
She don't even get it. She didn't even get the question.
I wouldn't do long-term companionship without marriage.
So here's when we asked you the question, what do you want?
And she can't even answer the question.
Yes.
And it seems like there's not even a particular type of person that you're desiring, because you may want marriage more than you want the man.
No.
Yeah. What I'm saying is my observations. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, there's not even a specific type of person that I'm looking for that I desire. I want marriage, which kind of makes sense. From the other guy, you're not interested in marriage. Well, we're gonna stick around until you're interested in marriage, because my goal is to get married. If you had to ask me the question, do I want marriage or someone I'm super compatible with, I'm taking super compatibility. I agree.
Can I piggyback on him for just a second?
Everything she described was the traits of a man that she would want. She ain't just thinking about marriage. She can easily get married, but she wants a specific guy. But now she want to lie and say, I just want to be married. No, you want a specific type of guy.
And I understand exactly what you're saying. Every question that we've asked, it's like, well, how tall does he have to be? Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm 5'2", maybe at least 5'8". Okay, does he need to be an entrepreneur or an employee? Well, every man that I've been serious with has been an employee, and it kind of didn't understand. But then I had the 6-figure man. I kind of want a barber. Are you done then with corporate professionals? Well, no, I'm not really done with corporate professionals. Well, what does he look like?
39 to 60.
39 to 60.
That's a big range.
Girl, that's the whole birth chart.
That man got a little something in his pants. If you will marry me?
No.
How much money does he need to make? You mentioned that seriously committed relationships, you were dating 6+ figure earners. today, you said you'd take a barber.
They make six figures.
Some of them do.
But even if
Some of them do.
Many of them do,
But
but
here's the clear
Some do.
part, right? Let me be clear. This is the clearest part about all of it at the end of the day.
Go
I
ahead.
want somebody who is a giver, who's a sharer. I don't care if you
now
make.
we're getting to it.
Yeah, I don't care if you make 75 or 100 or whatever. As long as you are open to sharing with me.
Sharing what with you?
But you got bread, man. Why you need this man to share all his? What are you? This is why women are so selfish. And I'm not saying all y'all selfish, but the ones who are these higher earning women who got it all together, you want someone to share with me, ma'am. Are you gonna be sharing with them?
Whatever you have, like you're sharing.
Like sharing lunch with
No,
you?
like,
I order chicken fingers, you order the burger, we're splitting it in half.
I ain't split my chicken, but I'm like, you gotta get your own.
Who do you want him to share? His paycheck?
His check, who he is, his check. Be a giver. Like
Katrina,
I don't have to have.
You're talking to the man, right?
Okay.
We need Kevin Samuel.
Hey, honey, listen.
Hey, bro.
You're talking to the man. He wants to know, do you feel any vibes from me? Am I your type? We've been talking for the last 3 weeks. You know a couple of things about me. And he's gonna say, well, I make $80,000 a year. I'm really living check to check right now. I don't have a whole lot to give, but I feel like together, me and you could build something significant. Respond.
Now, the road to success, well, it isn't always a straight one. But in my opinion, it's so much easier getting there with a good education.
Sir.
She chuckled. This is wild.
Let's have that conversation. Like I can build with you. I can't build for you, but I can build with you. So if you're open to building together and you making sure that you're good, I make sure I'm good, then I'm good.
Okay, look at me. You're making sure that you're good, and I'm making sure that I'm good. How do we be good together?
We work together.
Okay,
but in the beginning, we both have to make sure that we're good individually.
Okay.
Like you can't be not
well,
good.
Is a person living check to check not good individually?
You're doing a bit much.
You don't know why you could be living check to check, potentially. Check to check don't mean that you are, doing the worst. Don't get me wrong, that's not the best scenario to be in. But let's say he has certain investments and things like that going on. People definitely come up on bad time. Let's say he got the vision, but things didn't pan out the right way.
Doing a bit much. I mean, listen, for me, and this is probably the fixer part, everything has an answer, right?
Yeah.
Everything has an answer. I'm not closed to just something particular, and that may not be the best thing, but I am closed on who you are, your character, how you act, how you are with your family, how you are with your children. Your character is the most important thing. How you do spend your money, the things that you value and that are important. Those, I think, for me, are building blocks, right? So when I'm trying to narrow down an age, I can't say if you're 40 you're not good, or if you're 57 you're not good. Those things that I'm open to that are important to me in a relationship.
Listen, you had all fair answers. I'm curious if she would let the young guy cheat on her potential.
The thing that I'm picking up is even when we have a conversation of marriage or the person, you're like, I'll take marriage, meaning, and sometimes we might not know it about ourselves, but we're pushing a specific agenda on someone. And I think it's kind of difficult when I'm willing to date people that even when I see the red flags and we're not compatible, and he's saying, do you want me to be your wife? You're like, I think you'd be a good wife. We don't even see it.
Oh no, I saw that. That was it.
That was it. What I'm saying is that was probably his perspective when y'all started dating. But if we're not interested in that, we don't know it, and we find out a year and a half later. Mm-hmm. So that's why this conversation is this conversation. So we're saying to the audience, if they're going to reach out to you, you need to be marriage-minded.
Absolutely.
100%. And you have a time frame, and I don't know what that clock looks like.
I would say 5 years or
or maybe 10, and this woman is definitely hard-boiled eggs, cooked, scrambled, done. Take her out the oven or just leave her in and just let her just dry out. This woman ain't gonna be able to get what she really wants. I mean, I know there's a lot of guys out there, but guess what? She got so many standards and criteria that I guarantee you, she's 5+ years extra to 55. She'll be taking what she can get because she ain't even got much time for her damn self left.
But you have one. So, like, let's be prepared. Let's not.
Right.
Let's not. I don't want to try to deceive you and have you thinking that I'll take time to get to know you and we'll take time to get together. Listen, we're gonna have conversations fairly quickly. And maybe this is something that I cannot resonate with or relate to because I'm not a woman and I'm not 50. And
Right. Those things make a difference.
for sure.
Yeah.
But even if I traded shoes with you and I can't, so I can't even empathize in that way. If I traded shoes, my goal would be to find a person that I'm into. These are the things I don't want. These are the things I do want. All the other stuff I'm cool. Just treating me right isn't enough.
Yeah.
There needs to be some sort of characteristics that you can live with, and you can't live without.
Katrina, girl talk. What makes you say, ooh, I want him?
How you handle something?
Like what?
Like if you walk in the room, right, and we're going in, and you're like, you're good, you sit right there, I got everything. I'll make sure our seat is ready, or this is, whatever's done, you don't worry about it, I got you. That's what make me be like, that's him.
So you
ma'am, you're 50. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Like, this man
you're
still gotta tell you what
50.
you're doing. You're 50 years
What is
old.
he
Like,
talking about?
I need you to handle stuff.
You want to
I've handled stuff all my life. I've been an entrepreneur. I've worked in corporate. I've done all the things. I've handled my children. I've handled stuff. I've owned salons. I've handled stuff.
This one here
all my
sounds
life.
like
I need a man
almost
who's
sounds
going
like
to
Kieran
handle
Trujillo.
things. And when you handle things and teach me something, the world is yours.
Now we're getting.
ma'am, you just said you wanted between 39 and...
Here's the thing about you boss chick women. You boss chick women will be so lost on the dating market and don't even realize it.
60, you're 50. What are you talking about?
Into the reality of what you actually want, because everybody's passing by these like status quo society accepted answers. Oh, he's got to have great character, which is important. He's got to be spiritually led, which is important. But when on this show we want to talk about, okay, yes, character, spiritually led, you have your height preferences, but what makes you tickle inside?
He handles it. I can just look back. I don't even have to ask. When I don't have to ask, and you
still on that?
Did it? Oh, that's it.
You know what it sounds like to me, Dave?
What's up?
Katrina has been independent for so long. You've been handling things for so long. You want a man who you can trust. She wants to trust his leadership. She wants to trust his vision. And she wants to be able to curl up on the sofa and lay her head in his lap and say, baby, I just want to be a little girl in your lap.
That's all I want to be.
I don't know that girl.
Little girl.
Why would you not say
You're
that?
50, bitch.
Still trips me out. I don't understand that.
Oh my god.
You're 50, man.
On paper, it sounds great, but you're a fixer. If you come across somebody who they don't have anything for them to fix, you're gonna get bored really, really quick, and you
Yep.
No. So
Yep.
here's the difference.
Too masculine.
Understanding that I recognize that, and understanding that has probably been a problem in my.
I recognize that till right now.
No, we just said it earlier.
Mans.
No, I don't know why. I said that from the beginning. I recognize that that's always been my problem, right?
But it doesn't have to show up in you fixing what's wrong with the man. It can show up in you saying, you know what? I finally got this sharp guy who teaches me something. He makes me feel great. He handles business. How can I fix some gaps in his business? Not necessarily his character.
I feel like she got some other gaps that she need to fix. And I'm not trying to roast her, but I'm just being honest.
How can I be a team player? It sounds to me like you want somebody to build with. You want somebody to recognize that you're an asset that can plug in the gaps and handle small things. I think you'd be great even if you had a really powerful man that lets you come and assists him. Am I lying?
That would be perfect.
So what I'm looking at is this entrepreneurial woman who has for years been really, really strong. Tell me when I'm lying.
I'm waiting.
this woman for years that's been really strong. You've had multiple businesses, and you are searching for somebody that you're ready to hang up the hat. If he could handle it, you stop what you were doing simply to assist him, and that would make you happy because it gives you the leadership and your ability to be like a helper.
Right. I don't know. I don't think so.
That's me. And I gotta trust.
Oh, she was saying that she's gonna be assisting the guy opposed to him being an assistant to her. Is that what she's saying?
That you'll do that because I've done that before. Let me say this. I've done that before with my first husband. I owned a salon. I had a thriving business. He came in. I had kept saying I'm ready to be married. I'm ready for somebody to come take her. He came in, did all the amazing things. Like the girls in the shop would tell you, did all the things, right? And I gave it to him. And I put my business aside and I went home and I worked I worked from my house and became a mom for the second time.
Okay.
And then everything just changed. And I don't think I've trusted a person to hand over everything to them ever since.
Were you happy doing that?
I was okay with it, yeah.
Oh, okay doing it.
No, wait a minute. Because I was, wait a minute, hold it. I really was good being at home and cooking and doing, because I needed to do something, so I had the salon there, right? So I was doing hair. I was fine with that.
Okay.
The problem was I gave up everything I had to someone wanting them to take over, and they went. They changed. This man bought a car. Guess what? When he got mad, he took my car. Took my car.
Here we go.
Guess what? When he got mad, he took my car. Took my car.
As he should. If you're paying for it, if that man is paying for the car, he can do whatever the FUCK he wants to do with that car. End of discussion.
Marriage.
That was your marriage?
That was my marriage.
Okay.
You get mad, you took the car. The car that you bought for me, you took the car.
Well, yeah.
Well, sometimes guys gotta show you who the boss is. And I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's healthy, but sometimes y'all forget who pay the cause to be the boss sometimes. And, and it makes the guy feel disrespected. And guys do things like that. It's not right though. But guys will use some form of punishment to show you that, hey, I'm doing this for you. Because a lot of them forget how to appreciate them man.
And so I think that women who are I think for any woman, but also extremely ambitious women, there's still an element, I just think that's a picker situation. It's not even woman specific. It's you picking a man who lacked emotional control. But what he wanted was the power dynamic over you. So she's a stay-at-home. Like, if I can't control you in the business, now I'm going to control what you have the ability to do in the home and from home. I'm going to control something. And that's a character issue. That's a character flaw. And so now you know that we don't want that. And so I would challenge you then to say, you don't want a man that you can hand over your stuff to. I don't want a man that I can hand over my business to. I want a man who I can be an asset to in his business. We can add to each other. I don't want to give you this. We'll figure something different out. I think that you really, have you ever written it out? Like, I have this list. I was on the Dear Future Wifey podcast, and I told Lateris I had 92 things on my list. And before people heard what the list was, they were like, 92 things? See, that's why she don't have no man. And but it wasn't 92 requirements. It was 92 ways I wanted to experience my man. Example.
Right.
My man is a leader. He teaches me things. 2 things, right? When my man comes home at the end of the day,
this is going to be the last clip, y'all, once it's done.
Avoiding what's on the other side of the door, me. Have you ever written a list of how you want to experience life in a relationship versus how you can just contribute to somebody in a relationship?
I actually do have a question.
Okay, give me something on it.
So, again, we were named, my list was, he has to be, and I know we keep saying this part, he has to make my life easier, right? He has to be a partner.
Really?
He has to be a supporter.
Why does everything gotta be about you?
He didn't have to be a certain height. I didn't say that, but I did
I
like
see
him short.
why marriage don't work for you.
Size, because I'm okay with that.
You did actually say
Can I get back to the point that I'm going to say? Even when you run off your list,
needs to be a supporter.
Yeah.
He needs to, what were the things you said? He needs to be a supporter.
Make life easier.
He needs to make your life easier,
Make
right?
life easier. Right.
What else?
He has to be a supporter, make life easier. He has to,
This woman don't realize it.
So in other words, she wants a damn servant. She don't want no husband, she want a slave. And wonder why she can't keep a man.
She competing with the same women that's fighting for the 39-year-old guys. I mean, it's so many women she competing against. Younger.
Just be a supporter. Make life easier.
More beautiful.
Biggest two things.
Yeah.
You have to be an active, effective communicator. You have to be able to talk to me. You don't have to move away from things.
Ma'am, like this brother just said, your competition is younger and prettier.
You have to be a family person. You have to. Those things are important to you. You have to be a family person.
What I'm hearing, here's a lot of the qualities that you were saying was what I want in an assistant. I need you to make my life easier. I need you to support me.
Assistant, dog.
Listen. If there is a man that is taking control and saying, okay, this is where we're going, I'm going to lead. I'm telling you, you are going to butt heads because that is not your natural desire. That's not how you're made up. So you're like, fine, you need someone that, I'm not saying a weak man, but somebody that is going to let you lead the way you lead and control what they control. So I am a leader. Me and my wife are in this way. I'm a leader. My wife is not necessarily driven to lead like that, but I want to drive the car, and my wife wants to give directions. And we butt sometimes. Because I'm like, yo, why don't you just drive? She's like, no, I don't want to drive. I just want to tell you where to go, right? So I have to support her because that's how she's made up. She runs the household. So as I'm driving and leading, I have to make sure that it's not my way or highway. I'm listening and saying, okay, which way would you like me to go? It doesn't feel good though. But for the relationship, I'm saying, I take it. But all the things that my wife was the things I predetermined that I wanted. I need someone who's going to cook, that understands cleaning, running a household to make my life easier, because I'm not going to be the person doing that and having a woman, not that I wouldn't, but you have to let me lead in some way.
For sure.
What I'm saying is I think the answers that you're giving are the textbook answers. I need a leader and I want somebody to make my life easier, but making your life easier doesn't look like taking care of everything. Making your life easier says supporting me while I take care of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just wanting you to recognize that about yourself.
Oh, yeah, you broke her down.
Before you come into a leader man that's saying this, and this, you're going to feel frustrated, like, oh my gosh, I don't have no input here.
Yep.
I don't like that.
I do want my input. If
for sure, I know you.
But listen, I do want him to run it. I do want him to, but
I agree with you. No, I don't. We're reading something different.
You cat.
I'm reading.
She
this
is
a woman
cat.
who has been leading her whole life.
She is cat.
Be honest with this woman. You about to feed into her delusion.
This case, now she's ready to say, I don't want to leave my but I want to be hers. It does. I think of it like retirement. It's like, look, I'm ready to retire. I'm ready to have this.
People that retire, they go right back to work.
They go back to work in a very different, much lesser capacity. What I am seeing is a woman who says, I have been doing this, and I think you've been doing it because you have to have been doing it. You haven't been in situations where you could count on anybody else to do it for you. And you've also experienced situations where when you tried to give it away, someone manipulated you. They manipulated your access. They controlled you. And now you want the man that you can trust, that can lead, but he's not a dictator. He appreciates your input. All she wants, Chance, is a leader, and she wants to still be heard. She wants to still be important and significant in the relationship.
I hate to say this woman is 50, masculine, not that attractive. It's not going to be that easy to get the exact type of guy she's looking for. She said 39 to 60. Yeah, that's a broad range, but those guys that she gonna be looking for got options, and they probably not gonna be wanting to.
And they most definitely got options.
Voice. That's it. I want a voice.
There we go.
I want somebody that I can trust to hand over everything to, and when he needs my help, or I got you. You know what I'm saying? But
hand over everything that you have to have.
not hand over what I have, but hand over the responsibility.
She want to hand over these bills.
The decisions, like just everyday decisions.
I get it.
Just things that you have to think about for the household and everything. Because I am
car needs to be repaired.
all of
the
that.
trash to the end of the driveway.
Trash is, if you ever tell me you're taking out trash, we're together.
We're in a
Because
relationship.
the trash is the biggest headache. Taking the trash out on Tuesdays to the curb. It's horrible.
Man, that's easy, man. You can have a son do that. What are we talking about? That's like the basics. You need to have somebody stay there and want to see you in your big crusty ass day in and day out.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do
She
it.
wants to be taken care of, but she wants to still have a voice.
Have
100%. I'm just saying,
and
let's
I'm
just
going to take care of
recognize
you and too. Like, you're not going to be here just doing everything. I want to make sure that whatever your needs are, I can meet those needs. Because that's the fair, not only the fair thing, is what I want to do.
Yeah. Y'all comment in the chat if this
You
is
told,
profile
you told, you was too old to be acting like this,
there are some
man.
men that like, yo, I want a woman that has an opinion. I don't want just a yes woman.
And I can never be that. I don't want anybody to think that I'm not just a, even though I want you to come in and I'm not just a yes. If I see that this is wrong,
Man, that's difficult.
it's going to hurt me to just be quiet to see you do it wrong, right? But my delivery will be like, maybe let's do this a little different.
Oh, sit back.
You need to kind of let them do it
Nah,
wrong.
sit back and shut up.
Katrina, as we wrap
You don't
this
need to
up,
say a damn thing.
with all honesty, you knowing you the most intimately a person could know themselves, are you ready to date?
Not right now. But I'm not right now. I'm not ready to date right now. Not right now.
So why are you here?
Because
She said, why are you here? Out the show.
Termites are terrible guests. So before they move in, year-round protection, custom treatments. That's Hurling Pest Control.
Are you withholding enough tax from your paycheck? We'll explain how a W-4 form helps you adjust your withholding. When you started your job, you likely filled out a W-4 form. The information on your W-4 form tells your employer how much income to withhold from your pay. Ideally, the amount withheld should be close to what you'll owe in taxes for the year. So, why does this matter? If not enough tax is withheld, you might owe the IRS money when you file your taxes, or even face a penalty. On the other hand, if too much is withheld, you'll likely get a tax refund, but that means your paychecks are smaller during the year. The good news?
Here we
Why
go.
are you here? Out the show.
I want the opportunity to meet somebody.
So you're ready to meet, okay. So you're ready to go on dates.
Yes.
But you're not ready to be in a commitment.
I want to, I couldn't say I could jump into the relationship tomorrow, but I am really wanting to get to know someone, build an amazing friendship, and hope we can build an amazing relationship. I am looking for, I'm open.
We're gonna ask the question one more time. Are you ready to date?
Yes, I'm ready to date. Let me just.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Because you just,
No, you're not. You are not ready to
David said
date.
about you don't really know. And here's what I don't think that your intention is to waste anybody's time. I think you are afraid to say, yes, I'm ready, because you don't know what's out there.
I don't. Can I be honest?
Please.
Another honest moment. I'm ready to date, but I don't trust me yet. Does that make sense?
What are you doing
Because I've done a lot of the right things, and I still haven't gotten the right results lately.
Yeah.
So I want to date, absolutely, right?
You're not ready to date, man.
I want to trust myself.
You gotta humble yourself a little bit first.
And that's
Can I give you a little
I'm not gonna lie, I really do feel for her. I'm gonna let this finish out, and I want to give my thoughts on her situation.
bit of honesty back as we wrap this up? I don't think you've done the right thing.
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I think that you don't trust yourself because somewhere deep down inside, you know that the way that you've been showing up and the way that you've been performing for the men in your life, it's not the right thing. It's not the right thing to be a fixer. It's not the right thing to take ownership of somebody else's trauma and problems and lack. It's not the right thing to stay in a relationship.
Oh, sorry, I got to pause it. This woman is a typical control freak, which means any relationship that she goes into, she's gonna fuck it up because of her cussing need for control.
Relationship for a year and a half with somebody who fails you in communication, fails you in treatment, is not the right thing. You've convinced yourself that helping somebody is the right thing. That's the way that we need to show up. When really, all you owe a relationship is the ability for you to show up at your best and to understand them, but not fix them. And so, from business coach to dating coach, I would encourage you to audit your method, audit your approach, and fight. The next time you want to fix a man, find a client and fix it.
Find a client. Listen, that's the best advice. Find a client instead of a man that you're going to try to make a companion. Absolutely.
It's crazy that she's a dating coach and she has to be getting this type of advice.
Did you have anything else, Chance?
Nope, I am good. Happy dating. You about to be out here. And the last part you said, I think, was the most honest thing you said. And I want you to figure out why you don't trust yourself, because I don't think you understand it yet. Like, there's some things that you don't trust about yourself, but I don't think you've explored them the way you could.
We probably just don't have enough time to do it here.
We don't have enough, but
man, we need to do it in the world.
I will say there is a man out there who is watching this, and he's saying, you know what? I have only attracted women who are fixers, and it is a thorn in my side. I want a woman who allows me to be me, but encourages the best in me. I want a woman to grow with. I don't want to be mothered. I want to be partnered. And you're looking at Katrina, and you're like, you know what? I get what she's saying. I understand her. And
no, we don't. I'm gonna leave it right there, y'all.
That's it.
I think the woman is I believe she's a little cook.
Yeah.
There's love out there for her. There is. It's gonna be hard though. The thing about it is she already a certain type of way.
Yeah, there is love for her out there. But the thing is, she gonna have to become a sugar mama in order to get it.
Why a lot of guys don't want to deal with women of that age because they're set in their ways. She got a lot of rules and stipulations, and it sucks because she was a little bit younger, and it's sad because the one person she was engaged with ended up passing away, which was unfortunate because that possibly could have been the guy for her. And as you get older, it's gonna get harder. It's gonna get harder. But you know what's crazy? When a guy gets older and he gets him a young tenderoni, a 35-year-old chick, let's say he in his 50s, he already know what's up. He already know that she's probably there for the money. And he's okay with it. As long as he got her doing what he wants her to do, and she's doing it, he happy with it, he cool with it. He not even tripping over the fact that she's probably there for the money. Cause a nigga glad cause he got that access. But for her, she won't be able to accept the fact that she can have a young dude there who really don't like her like that. Or here, maybe for the wrong reasons. They don't really want to get played like that because a lot of them still feel like they got the same leverage that they had coming into it when it was in their young age. A lot of them really never learn or really understand how this really works. You need to hang on to the guy that you really choose that you're going to be with, because it ain't easy hopping into other situations. Like I said, unfortunately, she had a fiance that passed away. So that might have been her person that got taken away from her. But the last relationship she was in it for a year and a half. And it wasn't good. She just was in it. So all these little trauma experiences, you're going to pour all that onto the next person and onto the next person. And this woman is a dating coach, giving dating advice. And I'm not saying you got to always, you have to have the exact experience that you're trying to coach people on, because you can still give people the right
Exactly.
answers. But at the same time, it's kind of scary because your perspective is going to be skewed because you already sitting in your own trauma. You're supposed to be a dating coach. How are you a dating coach and you don't have
Kendra G, anyone?
the answers? Your first marriage was null and void. You divorced. So it'd be crazy to me, man, when you hear some of these dating coaches and these women become successful and start making this money and thinking that they're supposed to expect different outcomes. It don't work like that.
It don't.
Your money do not make you special. It really
don't.
That money you making.
And somebody need to tell
It's the
Kendra G
full
that.
guy that you're gonna be able to talk to because you're gonna be like your money has not made you sexy. The money make men sexy because the women want it. And if a man willing to spend it, he get the baddest of the baddest. She gonna do whatever. But you can have all that money on, and you still won't be able to attract the guy the right way. Because even if he do come around, he ain't gonna really stay around. But he ain't really gonna really legit. A guy need to be there because he want to be there.
Exactly.
And the money ain't gonna keep him there.
It ain't.
Feel good probably spoiling that guy. So I understand the nature of her wanting to be up under someone that she can listen and follow, but I think she's just too cooked to actually do it. But I have this link in the description. Y'all watching this entirety. Make sure y'all support this channel.
And that's it. That's it for the live stream. I thank y'all for being here. Like, share, subscribe. And once I look over this, I will be putting timestamps on this. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Oh wow. I done almost been here almost 3.5 hours. I'll let y'all later. Peace.